Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to CurlSask.ca's continuing live coverage from the Viterra Scotties Provincial Curling Championship. We are live at the Humboldt Curling Club. It's day 2. It's curling day in Saskatchewan. We've had one exciting draw already. Just set to get underway for the afternoon draw 4 in the round robin. My name is Sean Joyce. I'm joined at our broadcast location by Kim Hudson and Susan Lang. Good afternoon, ladies.
Hello, Sean.
And Susan, we're checking. Is she looking? Is she talking? No, she's just reaching for that iced tea, she says it is. Thought maybe she was going to try the headset, but not so much yet.
She's saving herself for tonight. She is
going to be paying close attention to this game, though. The feature game we've got today features Robin Silvernagle against Penny Barker. We've had kind of a recurring theme about, grudge matches, the old matchups. This was a repeat of the final from 2 years ago. And, of course, Susan's extra interest in this game comes from the fact that Christy Gamble, her daughter, plays for the Barker team now. Kim, let me ask you, both teams of these have had their bye already. Silvernagle has yet to play today. She comes in 2-0. Barker had a bye yesterday, so she's only played 2 games, split her 2 games, had the tough loss this morning. What are the two teams thinking coming into this draw?
Well, I think they both want to win. No, they're coming into
it
exactly
have more detailed thoughts.
Yeah. Like you said, Silvernagle, ranked number 1, is 2-0. Wants to continue on with what they're doing. Barker had a tough loss this morning, so they're going to want to avenge that. And coming into this 1-1, number 5 seed Barker, I'm thinking we've got a good game on our hands here.
And of course, we talk about the fact that these two teams, 2-0, 1-1, they've only played once. Some of the teams have already played 3.
Yes.
We're already starting to sneak peeks at the standings board, and some of that's going to work itself out today. There's a couple of teams one team at least at 3 losses already. They've got to start to pick things up. That's Jessica Mitchell. We saw her in the feature game today. Ashley Howard, 0-2.
Yes.
The other end, the top end, Sherry Just, with a win this morning, has a 3-0 start. They're off to a great start. Silvernagle, Anderson, and Holland all have 2 wins already, and those 1-win teams kind of want to stay with the pack.
Yeah, they sure do. I suppose maybe a tiny bit of a surprise, although it's still very early, is number 2 ranked Streifel sitting at 1-2.
Yeah, true.
Got some work to do.
It is a round-robin draw, so there will be a full slate of games on here this afternoon. We'll keep you up to date with all of them. And just about set to get underway here, so let's meet the teams in this afternoon's matchups.
Hi, I'm Penny Barker, skip of Team Barker. Our third is Deanna Doig, second Christy Gamble, lead Danielle Szynski, and Coach Merv Bonger. We curl out of the Moose Jaw Ford Curling Center in Moose Jaw. Hi, I'm Amber Holland, skip of Team Holland. Our third is Cindy Ricci, second Laura Strong, lead Deb Lazinski, Coach Travis Brown, and we curl out of the Cali Curling Club in Regina.
The teams draw to the button before the game starts to determine who has last rock, and it was the Silvernagle team winning that draw to the button. Danielle Szynski throwing lead for the Barker team will get us started. They've got the yellow stones.
It's pretty good. Top 4 if you can.
Still running.
It's actually running pretty good. Not really curling.
Let's run it right in,
now.
start this game, top 4, and then we'll take a look and see what Silvernagle will do. You want to predict? It's top 4. She throwing the corner?
Yeah, with the teams she's got, I would think they'd probably hit this stone.
How's that? Gosh, sometimes you're smart.
Well, you look at the personalities
so
involved, and Stephanie always played a fairly conservative game, but she'd wait for you to make your mistakes. And Robin had actually played, she calls the game very similar. We're going to make our shots, and we're going to wait for you to make half a shot somewhere, and we're going to jump on you. The first end's probably not that time.
Good.
Makes the hit, gets the roll to the corner, and that's important because with that roll to the corner, she may have a chance to ignore the next one and play the corner guard anyway.
Did he do all of this intro?
9. Christy, go. Okay, good. 8.
Makes the hit, but rolls out.
That was 10. You threw it exactly right.
14 and I probably have 14.
Calling for it in the rings.
Yeah, I thought she
Not
might
even
throw
the
the
corner
corner guard if she had a chance here.
Yep.
Weight's pretty good.
Now I wonder if this has something to do with the fact that they didn't play this morning.
Maybe get their sea legs under them, handle on the ice first before they.
Well, make sure it's the same as yesterday.
Yeah.
Hard. A little more.
Having said all that, here's the corner guard.
You don't suppose they'd play that as a fake, do you?
Yeah.
We're going to signal for this to come into the rings. You throw the corner guard.
Probably feels a bit heavier.
The fake is a lost art in curling.
And you're going to throw it to your left foot instead of the broom.
Three. 2.
Penny Barker now looking to get a center guard from second Christy Gamble.
We're sliding. Okay, starting to move now. It's going hard over here. Going. Get. Hard. Okay.
Nice weight on the guard. Didn't quite get to the center line. Robin Silvernagle still looked to make the peel on that, and
Quarter. Let's go.
since she called for the last one in, I don't think she'd mind if they got the double peel here.
Yep.
Yes. Hard. Hard. Close.
Makes the hit on the guard, comes across, catches the second one, and rolls a little bit closer to the rings, but still out front.
Now the peel on the corner. Both teams playing this pretty defensively. We're going to have to come up with some stuff to talk about.
Peel. Clean. Yep.
Well, it's always a little tougher when we're doing one of Christy's game and Susan can't talk. When she can talk, it's one of those things. Every time Christy makes a shot, Susan will tell us she taught her that. And if she ever misses one, that's Mark's doing right there.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. 14 you said? Yeah, I think so.
Makes the peel there, rolls all the way across. Doesn't get out of play, but as you can see from that angle, not covering anything of the rings.
Weight's pretty good.
Line's good. Running on center right now.
Hits here now, so
Yeah.
it won't be quite as bad.
All of you. Not curling much. 2 line. Okay, there it goes. Now it's moving. Drop 8. Drop 12. 14-6.
As soon as it came off,
Brings that stone into the 12-foot.
The weight just comes off there.
Jessie Hunkton is the import on this team, coming in from Alberta to play. You are allowed one out-of-province player. Not all teams take advantage of it. There are a few.
10.
I don't know if I'd refer to the words taking advantage of.
Well, it's
We
one
have
of
a
those
lot of
things
great
when
players here in Saskatchewan.
yeah, but it's hard to find 4 together that
Go.
with the travel commitments that some of these teams make.
10. Nice.
that came a little faster than I thought.
That was 14. It's set free to her.
Straight up.
The nose hit there by Deanna Doig. That leaves another opportunity for Stephanie Lawton. Now throwing third stones for...
10.
Boy, I wonder if this is like the first time in her life throwing third stones this season.
Well, it's certainly been a long time. If it's, or
Maybe if she
maybe
played
the first
mixed.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll it, Jessie. Roll it. Go. Hard.
Had to roll to the inside to get into the rings. When they couldn't do that, they decided to maybe try to roll that out of play. It doesn't do that either, but it is well over to the edge of the 12-foot.
3-4.
gives Penny Barker a chance to put one in the middle, and she didn't hesitate. She called for the tight guard here. You know, it's the first end, so you probably get away with it, but later in the game, this is kind of the textbook when you've got last rock. If you're going to go around, you go around with 3 stones left and try to get your deuce.
It's kind of running.
Starting to move. Make sure we're tight. Nice.
Which is a little bit surprising considering how defensive they've played this game.
Do you want it in?
No, it's not in.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Good sweep.
Nice pass.
Okay.
Well, Robin not thinking about going around it, but she is hitting and going towards that red stone. Could perhaps get one of them into the rings that way.
Could come off the back of that one.
I wonder if she couldn't hit it thick and come to the top of it and just nudge it a couple of inches too. She's not worried about that. She's played this whole end like she wanted a blank, but if a deuce suddenly materialized, she'd take it. Comes right into the side of it and still stays out of the rings.
Nice hit and roll. Okay.
9-5.
Penny Barker certainly doesn't want to take one more chance to throw the guard, have something go wrong, so he's going to make a play on that stone.
Guessing 9-5.
10-5. Hit and roll.
We've talked about this a couple of times already and noticed a few times when the two teams, on whatever game we happen to be doing, will play different turns at the same shot. Just a couple of shots ago, Stephanie Lawton trying to hit and roll in on this very same rock, although it's a little farther over now, played the outside in to get to it. Penny Barker coming from the inside out, looking for the roll into the house.
Yeah.
And that's just preference.
Yeah, team preference, individual preference. Sometimes just what you know the ice better.
Sometimes I dare say it has to do with the age. Well, the older players, and I include myself in that group, when we started playing, there was no free guard zone. You peeled a lot of guards from the outside in.
Outside in.
And I had the opportunity to play a couple of years with a young fellow, Dustin Phillips, who got used to playing second with the free guard zone. And with the free guard zone, a lot of your peels come from the inside out. And he's just more comfortable throwing those hits that way now.
For a while, and then when it comes off, it's gonna drag down. You guys like doing this, or do you want to go around?
I like the open side.
I do too.
I think like our objective was to avoid doesn't
And the reason the peels come that way is because you've usually tossed the first rock into the top of the forefoot, and you don't want to peel towards your own stone. So
Into
you're
that
peeling
one.
from the inside out. And a lot of guys have gotten used to throwing that way now.
Line's good.
easy.
Only thing I'm going to argue about that is you should be equally as good both ways.
It's trying to go. It's moving now.
You should, and probably most of them are. You can make both shots, but it comes down to a preference, and you just see that shot more often.
Not going real hard though. Not going real hard.
Right back house is fine.
Yeah, back house is good.
Good, Rob.
So Robin just drawing to the open side as she's played this whole end for the
Felt
blank.
like a really big kick. I know, but that's the way
She wanted that back deep enough that it would be a short rollout for the blank, and playing the direction they did to stay as far away from either of those yellows as they could. With it back there, if Penny ever made the really long roll and got buried, she wouldn't be in the rings.
Yes.
Not sure if this is close enough to the line for it to hang.
But after all that discussion about inside out, outside in, here's Penny throwing the in-turn again, so maybe it's an in-turn preference for her. She's throwing outside in on this side of the sheet.
Soft. 9-8. Yeah.
Sounded like a panic, yes.
Hard, Christy.
Yep.
Yeah, stay with it. Stay with
Go to
it.
the center is good.
Okay.
Makes the hit, gets enough of a roll to change the shot.
Yeah. And now we have Robin looking for the blank.
I was thinking along with you though, Kim, that sweep call sounded pretty panicked, and panicked usually means, are we going to hit it at all?
Yeah.
She was never in any danger of missing that
No.
stone. And actually, I don't mind the idea of rolling over and changing the shot.
For sure, change it up.
All right, let's go, Rob.
Robin Silvernagle pretty much called this whole end to try to blank the first. Has the opportunity here with her final stone. If she can hit and roll out, she will get the blank and keep last rock into end number 2.
You're out.
makes it exactly the way she called it. We've got no score after one end. Robin Silvernagle will continue to have last rock when we come back.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel. The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
Welcome back, everyone. Draw 4, exciting afternoon action here from Wednesday at the Scotties, and we will keep you up to date with all of these games. Kim, once again, Susan has given you the list of all the updates.
And
what have you got for us?
Right on top of things. Sheet A, Eberle versus Anderson. It was a wide open end, only one rock in play type of end. Leaves Sherry Anderson an open hit for the blank, so score is 0-0 after one. Here we see some points scored over on Sheet B. Sherry Just playing against Howard. Ashley Howard, without last rock, was looking at 4 Just rocks. Removes 1 stone, rolls the shooter for third shot where it cannot be removed. Sitting 2, and Sherry draws to the 8-foot for 3 points. Make that score 3-0. Sherry Just. This is our feature game, and we saw the blank end. And over to Sheet D. Holland versus Mitchell. Mitchell looks at 3 on her last one, rolls a bit too far on a hit to give up a steal of 1, so make that score 1-0 Holland.
And here number 2 in our feature game, the play is coming to the rings again. Now, that roll to the corner and this being the even end, there you go. A little bit more of an offensive call from Silvernagle. This is maybe one of the teams, if not the team here, that they play a lot more on tour. They play a lot more of the competitive games, and it appears from the way they played the first end and the way they're playing here that they start worrying about that even versus odd end right from the start of the game.
I agree with you. That could certainly be the case. They have, I think they changed this call to a corner guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Halfway! Line's good!
Nothing wrong with that either, but either one of them is a much more aggressive call than what she made in the first end.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You have to think it has to do with that even
Odd
end.
even.
Already in the second end, they're thinking that way.
Hard, you got it, come on! Come on! You got it, Jess, you got it! Go, go, go!
Good sweeping.
Okay, it's still sticky there.
Yeah.
Going to the wing.
Hard, 3.
Hard. You saw mine there, you got
And now we see Penny calling for the center guard.
Just a clean. Lines really nice. Starting to move now. It's coming now. Just starting to move. Over curling if anything. Tight. Tight. Whoa, guys, whoa.
Wanted this to stay out front.
Sit. Sorry, Christy.
That's going to slide just a little bit too far into the rings, and probably room to make the hit and roll to a biter behind the corner on this.
Oh, yeah,
yes, I think so.
Flop here. Wait's good, dude!
Whoa! 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 Penny! Whoa! It's down, for sure. Whoa! Whoa! For sure.
Looking to get across the nose and get a bit of a flop.
close.
Makes the roll, doesn't quite get into the rings.
It's not on. Still fine doing this. Still, yeah.
It's not on, but it is a danger stone there. There's a good look at it. It's just about edge to edge with the guard.
Okay. 10-5?
10-5.
Okay.
Christy Gamble looking to make the hit here.
Yes! Hard, yes! Straight up! Hold it hard, yes! Straight up, hard! Okay, whoa.
By the guard, this is going to over-curl. They were looking to roll back towards the center and rolls underneath. So now you've got basically a double corner guard. Robin Silvernagle's going to play the come around.
Yeah, wasting no time. Saying, let's get over there.
It
won't be too bad though. There's been quite a few hits here now.
Okay.
And they just threw one now too.
Okay, we watch.
They are discussing paths and weights.
Really close.
Being early in the game, they're still trying to come up with the path and the weight. Has some movement to it. It's not the top one they're worried about getting by, but the back one.
Just rubs on the way by and pops out into the open.
Robin.
I like 10-5 still.
Deanna Doig throwing.
10-5.
This is her 7th appearance at provincial.
Yes, hard.
She was with Penny when they won in 2017.
Gets by, but just a thin contact on the redstone. Will it get out the back? Does. She actually rolled the shooter over and made contact with that yellow biter. Hard to tell if it's still in the rings or not.
I'm not sure. I think I heard Robin say it still is.
Another rock, another hit.
Yeah, it feels
Come around that corner, that's something that could possibly be jammed on that yellow over there.
15-3. Right to it.
Interesting spelling of Stephanie's last name. Four-time provincial
Thought you were a
Scotties
math
champion.
I think go, guys. Line's good.
Gotta go soon.
Keep going, line's good.
Gotta go wing.
Line's good. Hard, it's going.
We're short.
This one's not there.
No, we need to be able to run it.
We're not running it.
Okay.
Penny says that's close enough for us. We're going to go around that too.
It might not be a question of close enough as what are you going to do about 3 corner guards?
That's what I meant. Close enough to a guard.
I just didn't give it
Not close enough to the house. I should have been more clear. But yes.
Yeah.
Only way to defend.
We're gonna have to go at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
Line's good. Lots of room.
Lots of room. 4. Okay, well, 3, 4. Gotta go. Okay, hard done. Keep going, keep going. You can check a piece. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, keep going. Hard, hard, hard. Get in here, get in here. Go, go, go. Okay, hard.
Seen a few rocks come up short here. Maybe seems to be fooling them a bit. Not as quick as they think it is, perhaps, or just second in, not quite there yet.
Well, you'd think that many rocks in a row down that same path, it should be up to speed now.
Absolutely. Looks like there's room for a flop, although I'm not sure they'll be on the rings.
Clean! It's good! Whoa, whoa! Whoa! Clean! Whoa, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Roll big. Yeah, throw it in.
Well, Lawton was looking to roll towards the corner guards, rolls the other way, but does get her shooter into the rings.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
The other thing is just to do that.
Yeah,
That's probably not bad. I mean, she should be able to come off, though. Give too much. So
Carrying as well, eh?
So Penny looking for the roll here. Looks like she's going to come across face to get it.
It felt like she didn't. I think so. Didn't really give it though. Like there's nothing ever really positive. Like, and same with Steph's drop when she threw it. She really let go of it.
Try to get half tacked around there. 10.
What way?
10.
Okay.
So hit 2/3 of it. I hope.
Penny Barker, this is all about trying to get the force here. If she could get under cover. You did hear her say half around. Of course, if you dead bury, Robin Silvernagle's just going to try to come around everything.
9-8. I popped it. 10.
She's got to come across the 4-foot line to get any kind of roll in, and it's still out there a bit. She'll make contact, but shooter will roll out of play.
Yeah, 15-2 here.
Now a chance for Robin Silvernagle to come around the corner and see if she can't generate her deuce here in the second end.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that too.
Let's do it, Robin. Yeah, she's taking more ice here.
Taking ice inside the 4-foot a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. That's going to be close.
This is more ice than Steph, so we're a little bit different.
Yeah.
And we have seen these rocks curl nicely inside the 4-foot.
Blind good.
We made mention of this too, Sean. Robin Silvernagle, runner-up in 17, runner-up in 18 at some point. Does that losing the final cross your mind?
Well, I don't think it crosses your mind this early in the week, but
no.
And go as far back as you can.
If it is something that crosses your mind, she's picked up the right person to play third. Stephanie Lawton's been in that similar situation, had lost it 3 years in a row and then came back to win back-to-back.
That's right.
That's good.
Don't know if that was part of the conversation when they put this team together in the off-season.
Down this line by any means, so I like a board.
But I'm sure they'll be leaning on Stephanie's expertise as to how you get over that mental hurdle.
I mean, to touch more.
That's where the sports psychologist comes into play.
Okay.
Just a board weight.
Okay.
Didn't get the finish they were looking for on that stone. Still enough of it available that Penny Barker wants to make a play at it. And I'm still not sure. I haven't heard anybody definitively say whether that one on the edge is in or out. If that rock is still biting and she can hang her shooter on the edge here, this would get a force.
It would. Robin did take a look at it and say she felt it was in.
Christy, hard! Hard!
Called the sweep on this pretty early. Good sweeping.
Gets it by. Now will the shooter stay? And no, it's going to roll just out of the rings.
Now we'll take a look at that biter again.
Sounds
Playing
like
on
they're
it.
pretty sure it's in. They didn't think too hard about
No.
whether or not to play the hit here.
Okay, you want to throw that one? I'm hesitant just with the boards, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yep, there, peel.
You're okay with that?
It's scary taking this turn for team pro or not.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll get it. Okay with this?
Yeah,
I love it.
At the turn.
Well, I said the other turn and throw it.
Whatever
Throw the ice
whatever
tight.
you know best.
I don't know. Well, it's in the boonies. We're not going to know either
I
one.
think whichever one is the most predictable.
Whatever you like. Yeah, with peel. Yeah, you got this.
Clean! Yep!
Got to roll a long way across the house.
Clean!
Makes the hit, and the shooter will roll easily out of play at the back. We've got another blank end. Robin Silvernagle will keep last rock into the third.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
So that's a 1.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again here in Draw 4, Wednesday afternoon, we will update all of the scores. Kim?
You bet. Over on Sheet A, Eberly Anderson. With only one Anderson rock in the rings, Eberly makes a perfect hit and roll to the back of the forefoot, perfectly behind a center guard. Sherry was forced into a draw, makes it to score the single. That score 1-0 Anderson after 2. Over to Sheet B, just as they're hanging the score, Just Howard. Ashley Howard had a hit for 2, but over curls just a little bit and is left with only 1 counter. Make that score 3-1 for Just. Moving over to Sheet D now, Holland and Mitchell. Amber Holland makes a double on her last. Jessica draws full forefoot for the single point, looking at the 3 Holland stones. That game is now tied 1-1. Back to our feature game. Continues to be a score of 0-0, 2 blank ends.
Roll it, Jessica.
Quick look tells me that the Barker team threw it into the forefoot again.
Yeah, they did.
On
I don't know
purpose?
whether they did it on purpose or not. I'd like to think they did because it was actually back forefoot. If she was playing a guard, that's a long ways out. And by draw, just draw 4 for the day, but both of these teams having a bye, it's the 3rd game. You don't usually see the draw weight that far off, although there have been a couple of little struggles with it today. Still, I wouldn't think it would be off from playing a guard to ending up in the back forefoot. That's a long ways. We've got some very experienced leads here.
And looks like we're going shot for shot, hit for hit here. Back to your odd and even theory. Robin very content to blank the 3rd and have the hammer playing 4, and that's where we'll probably see a little more aggressiveness.
I was talking to Cara Tabineau before the game. Of course, the highlight of her curling career still was 2 years ago when during one of the webcasts I had to say she was right on the air.
Does that mean that you were wrong?
No, actually it was the rest of her team that was wrong.
Oh.
And I've given Robin heck for that too. You forced me to say that a lead was right. Well, that's one recurring theme we've seen. That forefoot line can be very treacherous with the hits. That one didn't curl at all. They make the hit, but they roll out broom side.
Yeah, dead straight there. And certainly any outward motion doesn't
I've had a
come
chance.
back.
We've watched mostly Sheet C, but I've had a chance
Yes.
to talk to a couple of the curlers, and they're saying all of the sheets are that same way. You sure don't want to pop it on that forefoot line because it won't come back. And yet if you get inside of it at all,
yeah, it's
you
tricky.
can have a hard time holding it.
Yeah. Well, we've certainly seen that plenty of times already.
T-line! T-line, yeah. Okay, line's good. 14-6.
Splitting T.
So here you see again, Silvernagle.
That's good.
Nothing in play, doesn't throw the corner. Is very content to blank this 3rd end.
10.
Okay.
Well, we alluded to it a little bit last year, or last end. Stephanie and Robin very similar that way in that they've got a game plan, and they're not going to deviate just because you miss. They've got a game plan as to how they want to play this. And if you're going to give them blanks on all the odd ends, they'll take them.
Let's go.
Certainly banking some time with this wide open.
Weight's good.
I don't think we've really seen anybody in major time trouble yet this week, but
no, we haven't.
It can happen. Something coming in that I wondered if it wouldn't happen a little more with everybody getting used to the 5 rock free guard zone, and of course a lot of these teams, we talked about this earlier as well. It's the first year for that rule, everybody's getting used to the rule, but very few of these teams would have played with a time clock before this event.
That's right.
They don't play with it at most Bondsbills. I don't even think they played it at the provincial qualifier this year, because it's not a traditional north-south in the old sense. It's a qualifying Bonspiel. I was at the one for the men's just last weekend, and I know they weren't using them there.
Yeah, my guess is they didn't, but I don't know that for sure.
Well, another rollout gives Stephanie Lawton a chance to get draw weight firm in her mind.
Yeah, you always like these freebies to get a feel for it.
Mine's good, all you. Mine's good, all you. Guys.
It's moving already, guys.
It's curling hard now. Top 8. Really
Of course, the other thing this does, and this is at this point in the game more for the Silvernagle team, but our 4th draw already watching this sheet, we haven't seen a lot of play to the corners. So by getting to play these shots, they get an idea how much movement they're going to get to the corner. And if they do get a chance to play a come around later on, it could pay off. We have seen 1 or 2 plays to the corner in the last few games, and because they don't get to play it very often, nobody's made the come around. They don't quite seem to know where to put the broom.
Yeah.
It's not a shot you play a lot in practice, the pre-competition practice. Everything is geared towards that draw to the button.
That's right.
10-5.
So the Silvernagle team getting to bank not just some time, but some knowledge about how it's running to the corners.
That's right. You want to learn something from every shot you throw.
10-4. Yeah, a little soft, curled up a little bit. Yeah.
Well, at this level you do. When I throw, sometimes the only thing I learn is I shouldn't throw that shot anymore.
You know, it says something about concentration, though. Like, you know, the harder the shot is, the more you seem to really focus and try. I'm not saying you don't try for the other ones, but sometimes when there's an open draw to the house, you tend to just take it for granted, sit and throw, and you really have to sometimes not let that happen.
Makes the hit, but that one will roll out of play. So a chance now for Penny Barker to get a handle on draw weight.
14.5. We've got to be drawing, because if we guard, she just uses it.
14 and a half.
Yeah, 14.5, yeah.
Front end discussing the possibility of throwing the guard, and they said if they throw it, she might just use it. And you know, the way Robin has played the game so far, I'm not sure she would. I think she might still peel it. She's, as we said, she's got a very definite game plan here.
Yeah, she seems to be pretty determined.
And I don't think she'll deviate. She was never one to deviate, and Stephanie Lawton was probably more firm in that commitment. She was always committed to the game plan. You know, these two very similar. It's a good mix that way.
Pretty good.
I don't know what Stephanie thinks about this whole sweeping business, but other than that.
You know, we did make a comment that there's no team here with the same 4 players, and the interesting thing when you start rearranging teams and have new players playing is the chemistry and how they get along. And the little bit that I've seen of the Silvernagle team seems to have gelled very well. I think it's been a great fit with Stephanie playing third.
10 and a half. Roll differently. Yeah, it'll finish right here.
Well, I think they had a bit of a slow start to the cash spiel season, and from what I understand, I haven't talked to the team directly, but talked to a few people on the outside of them, and they worked with a few different coaches earlier in the season. It seemed to be the approach that they took was that, you know, the season's a marathon, not a sprint, and they acquired some expertise from a number of different sources and put everything to use that works for them, and that's gotten them to where they are now. And they come in certainly on a high note. They were at the Slam in North Battleford, qualified just a couple of weeks ago
Got a little wide and it maybe
against some of the best teams in the world. Beat Tirinzoni, I believe it was, from Switzerland to qualify.
just a hair higher.
Yeah, they played very well there. Bit of a difference in ice, though, from slam ice to arena ice.
2 inches further inside. Yeah.
But they've discussed that and adjusted very well. And out of all those coaches, they do bring Leslie McEwen with them here from North Battleford.
Sophie last. Same release. It's gonna start to go. 6.
And the Barker team does have
7.
their
Real there.
usual coach,
Yeah, go.
Mr. Murph
You go.
Bonger.
So Penny Barker brings her final stone just behind the tee line in the forefoot, and Robin Silvernagle another chance to blank. She's made hit and rolled out to get the blank in the first and second, needs one here again in the third.
This is where you play all in for this blank. Now you have to make it. You hate it when you take it now.
Well, they jumped the sweep on this one, and it is inside that 4-foot line. We've talked about how those rocks can curl.
Oh, I should not have said that out loud.
Yeah, you started it, and it's a nose hit. I'm going to tell him it was you.
Oh.
So Robin Silvernagle picks up her single point here in the third end, has the 1-0 lead. Penny Barker will have a hammer for the first time when we're back.
Yeah, just a little.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
Welcome back, everyone. All the action well underway here in this draw number 4. We've got updates on all of the scores. Kim, you've got that information for us.
I sure do. Over on sheet A, we've got Eberly playing Anderson. On her last, Eberly faces 2 Anderson stones, one in front of the other, about 6 inches apart. Eberly makes the double and stays and counts 2 points. Make that score 2-1 Eberly after 3 ends. And we're going to skip over sheet B just because there's a couple rocks left to come there. So over to, I'll have to get back to you on that. Well, you can see the score is 3-1. The fact that our sheet is wide open, we're getting a little ahead of these sheets. So can't quite give you the update there yet. Over to sheet D though, Holland and Mitchell. Holland hits for the single point. Score there 2-1, Holland over Mitchell.
Back We're going to see if we can't jump over to sheet B right now. As you said, they're just coming to the last 2 stones. It looks to be... Well, they're making a play on the red stone. I'm not sure that the yellow on the side isn't shot rock, but Ashley Howard with her final stone looking to hit, and she'd definitely be sitting 2 if she can nose hit this. Sherry Just does have last rock. For Ashley Howard, you want to hit and stay right there. If this rolls, You could leave a double or perhaps not even needing a double. This might roll
or
out.
a jam at the back.
She's going to roll now.
that.
How far? Oh boy, that's rolled too far. It's red sitting second, third, and fourth.
Yeah.
Just the one lonely yellow stone. Now, it is open, although you do see those two red stones behind it. She has to get it. Well, it's half open. Enough to pick it.
She could pick it for 3. Certainly can't.
Yeah. Well,
any other way, I don't
the way
think.
it's sitting in the house right now, I'm sure that's what she's going to play.
Yeah.
This Just team is off to a strong start in this event.
They sure
They started out 3-0. They started out 3-0 with a 3 in the first end of this game. A chance to get another one here in the third.
Yeah, they've been playing well. What do you think she can see there, Sean? Half? Whatever she needs
Half,
to,
maybe
anyway.
a little bit less, but half is borderline too much anyway. If you hit that much, you're
jamming.
You're tight to getting by the one at the back. You really only need to hit about a quarter. If I'm reading lips correctly, I think
she can see
Sherry
half.
said she can see half. Big shot here for Sherry Just. If she can make the pick, she picks up 3 points. Nothing out of the sweep early. And they're looking for it to curl. Makes the hit, pushes it through the back, and it is another 3 points for Sherry Just. She jumps out to a 6-1 lead over Ashley Howard, and Sherry Just, the early leader here in the round robin. They're playing really well.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. Only 2 undefeated teams in the field so far, and that is Just and Silvernagle. Wow, we've had lots of rocks thrown on our sheet since we've been here last.
They do not dawdle, these two teams.
Bring it on.
Well, you think about it, they start the game with 38 minutes on the clocks, and here we are, we're halfway through the fourth end, and they both still got 29 minutes plus. They're playing at a pretty efficient pace.
Yeah, getting her done.
Great hit and roll there. Got a corner of it underneath the guard.
Yeah. So Penny Barker with the hammer first time this game now, electing to come around this corner. Staying on top of that red, using it to their advantage.
Line only right now. 6, 7.
Line only right now usually means it's heavy.
Looks like a lot. 8, 9, 6, 7. Looks like a lot. It's trying hard. Yeah, this is true. Okay.
And this draw is going to slide to the back at 8 foot and actually into the 12.
Like that?
If Susan had a microphone, this is where we'd hear that. That's one of the shots that Mark taught her.
Okay.
I think she's just coming around.
I think she is too.
We've got one of the coaches here, Russ Howard, of course,
like
well known as a broadcaster nowadays. And he's got one thing that I've heard him say, and I've re-quoted a lot, and I like to attribute it to him, but I really like the way he phrases it. I've never seen anybody take a rock, put it at the back of the 8 foot, and then make it any better. It was one of those ones where she could have been short and still perhaps set up a deuce.
And then be able to use it.
Yeah.
15?
Yeah, it's a good speed.
Okay, but still throw it there.
Yeah, you bet. Got it, Steph.
Still the play is on the corners, so to some extent you have to say advantage Penny Barker here. Stephanie Lawton's going to try to choke off that corner guard with this attempt.
Wade's close. Line.
Okay, let's go then.
Line tight.
Hard for line.
Wade's close. Okay, whoa, okay, close though.
Drop
Hey,
it.
drop it.
Wait,
Line. Line only. T-line. Hold it.
Yes,
Are you heavy?
really
No.
Right
steady.
here.
We're not there. We're just T-line.
Side by side, okay. Whoa. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Came a little bit deeper than they would have liked, but does stay on the high side of the tee line.
There's a good shot at it. You see it's totally buried. Again, we are taking ice inside the 4 foot, so you should see this move all the way down. Sweeper's thinking they have to go on it.
It's like 2-3.
2-3 is not what you want to hear.
You don't want it off the center?
You want to still use that?
No, I want to keep this one open. Yeah. Okay.
The rushers, you heard them say, wanted to get it off center. Penny's thought was she didn't want to overlap the guards.
Top 12.
Okay.
If you come here, that's okay, but I'd rather leave it top 12.
Okay. So this path, is it going to be similar weight?
I think it's still going to be okay.
Okay. So a little bit less weight, and I need about 6
couple feet.
4 feet?
Yep, 4 feet.
You do hear the players talking about paths a lot. Not so much for line, but for weight apparently.
It's more. It's more.
Whoa! Where are you? Top 8! Right in the 4. We're way out there. We're T-line! No, we're not. Can you come back here? No, we're not. We're fully. Yeah, gotta go back here first.
We're just top 4. Top 4.
Sure rode that line for a long time, didn't it?
But yeah, they took that little bit more ice to make sure they got around the wider guard, and it didn't even tease it getting close to the guard.
Yeah.
There you can see it, it's just wide open, maybe a little bit of air.
Yeah, I think a little, you can get a little bit of a flop.
Did, I think, stop just in time that even if you make the little flop, it's not going to be shot rock.
Shot
Right
rock,
on the
yeah.
side of the 4 foot. Will continue to sit shot. Deanna Doig looking to make the hit. She'd like to stay right there, maybe roll an inch or two to the inside. Doesn't want to roll that far. She would have liked to stay where she could promote that stone. I don't think she can see it where it is.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's double guarded.
Well, there's two guards.
They're
not lined up, but I don't think that rolled far enough to be out in the open. There's a good
shot
look
of
at it.
Yeah.
And it is dead behind. Boy, if it rolls another 4 or 5 inches, it's actually not bad.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Right in the middle of those two.
Yeah, well, and with the edge of it sticking out where you could
use it
to drive into those two red stones. Just kind of got in between. You get either a little bit less roll or a little bit more, and you're in pretty good shape. And where it is, because of how late it is in the end, they may not get a chance to use it.
This is like a 3! Yeah! Line's good!
Sounding like they need to go for weight.
Line's real good!
This is hard! Hard! Tight! Hard!
Okay. Top, can you get top 12? No, leave it.
Let me think about this.
I know that feeling.
I know.
It's like,
what can I do with it?
this isn't close enough to what we called to do what we wanted, and of course when she ended up with the perfect line, but about 4 or 5 feet short of where they wanted to be.
Really? Do you think Penny Barker can just play the straight come around and manufacture her deuce?
I think they're talking about appeal here.
I wonder if on the next one you can play the red one. Like, say if we get this in a good spot.
Play with
Yeah. I mean, if you want to try, we could.
I think we are on Skip's first rock.
Yeah.
Gotta get right in.
So 2 rocks left.
Yeah, I think he should be
Not sure.
So half in the 4 foot.
There's a lot of rocks to peel with only 2 rocks to go.
It's not quite as quick as this morning.
This spot seems to be running more like 15.
Okay. Yeah.
14-8?
Yeah, 14-5, 14-8.
Well, they've elected to go with the draw. They did look at peel or perhaps a double peel on the yellows, try to run it back towards that mess in the corner of the 4 foot, and the thought there is if you don't make it but you get the double peel, right now, that yellow-red combination, if the guards weren't there, you'd have a chance to hit 3 off that.
The 3 guards weren't there, yeah.
Well, just the 2. The red one's not. The red one's not doing anything.
Actually, one of the yellows isn't either.
I think you need to get to the ins. If you were playing a straight hit on that, I think you'd need to get to the center line side of that yellow rock to get both reds.
Yeah.
But you're right. You could probably do it with quieter weight if you'd only moved one of them. She's opted for the draw.
I like your chances of getting 2 this way. This one has to be made first, though.
This is the path that makes the come-arounds a little tougher because she had to flirt with that 4-foot line, but she's got a nice line coming in.
Oh, just a hair deep, perhaps.
Yeah, you put that at the top of the 4-foot, it would be real hard to get it out, but when it's that far back, you don't have to worry about the jam.
Exactly.
You can just freeze tap. Just push it back to here. No, we don't want to leave a double roll.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's never going anywhere. Unless it,
that's true.
No, I don't think that's ever going anywhere.
No, I don't think it would.
And if we can get to almost nose,
that would be
just
perfect.
push it to here.
Yeah.
And even if we just push it to shots, she has a hard time getting nose.
Yep. Okay.
So like back 8.
Yeah.
It'll run a little straighter.
So that is
what it is pretty much tough. I think that's okay with my weight.
I agree. Yeah.
Like back 4, back 8. Just freeze tag. Yeah. You like that?
I don't know. Yeah.
I think this is the right call.
And Robin, if you freeze, that ends up fine too, right?
Yeah. Button. Back 4, back 8. Looks like lots.
So this is the freeze back 4,
This
back
is
8
extra
call.
weight, Steph.
Options. As long as she has it clear in her mind which one she wants to be throwing. Whoa.
Ooh, there's a bit of a wobble.
Sometimes when you wobble like that, it plays with your release a bit.
Well, and it can also take a little bit of weight off your slide, too.
Needs to curl. Needs to curl.
Pressure's indicating they got to go for weight, but it has
There
to
comes
curl
the
yet.
curl.
Go. Okay, that's good. There you go.
Tapped it back. Now, who's got shot rock?
That I don't know.
She didn't want to go on it. I'm like, screw
Yeah, I know, because I wanted the line to come too.
You wanted to bet earlier. I'm gonna call this one red.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are we shot?
That's what they're trying to figure out.
That's why we're looking.
I think it might be them.
Close, but I think it's them.
Edge to edge. So
I think we can get here. The way it moves.
Ooh, that's going to be tough.
I don't see if
It
this
doesn't
is
look
any
good from
easier.
this
Not
angle.
from this angle.
Okay, so as long as I say try
Is
that.
the yellow run in there for 3 available? Just looking at it from this angle, you'd look at the yellow that's just out front of the rings.
Yeah,
If you run it on the angle at the one she just delivered,
Can't
can you double
really
the 2
hurt
reds?
yourself, can you?
I don't think so.
Kind of weight, back 8. Yeah.
I don't think they're seeing that. I
Well,
I don't like. I mean,
without our overhead doesn't go out far enough. I can't tell for sure if it would get by the red one that's a little tighter.
there we go.
It's tough to tell from that angle.
Not sure. And I don't know that this shot that they're playing is there, to be honest with you.
Benny sees it now.
There we go. You had to go from the other end to take a look.
Very unluckily hit that and roll out and give up more than one.
Pretty unlucky.
They must be thought of for playing it.
I don't mind.
There's a good look.
It's just it's tough from the other edge. Like this one goes.
And I think you can get underneath that red guard just.
We know this spot too.
I was just asking if you looked at
This is tough though, Pen. Like I mean.
Yeah, I'm not sure this one's there, so I don't mind this call.
This we could actually get more.
Totally. Like
You definitely could get 2, and you might be able to squirt it enough to get 3.
Not sure you can squirt it enough to get 3.
it is under buried. Like it is buried in a little bit. I like it.
Where's it?
Well, I'm not sure you can score with the other shot.
I agree with you. No, I agree with you for sure. I think this shot's there for 2, I think.
For 2 for sure. It's available.
Well,
for
if you
2
can
for
get
sure.
by that red one.
Okay. I should say almost.
But
You know, and we keep throwing out more things, but here's the thing: if you could ever get to the nose of it, you could hit it to the nose and get 3 for sure. You could come off the yellow to get that other red. The yellow is higher than the red, but now you're flirting with throwing the high guard, and then you're not getting any.
You'd have to be very unlucky to get through that hole and pick that back yellow too.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if she does that, I'm not letting her pick my lottery numbers. It would be awful unlikely to make that shot if you needed it. It's really tight to get through there in a way that you can hit that and roll out. Looking for the angle raise
yes,
here.
Oh, yes.
This is
Sounding
close. Makes the hit, gets it underneath, but boy, bad break there. Just a little over the top. It's still just a steal of one, but so close to making it. Robin Silvernagle will take a 2-0 lead into the fifth end.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Welcome back, everyone. We're into the fifth end, and most of these games just one left to finish their fourth end. And let's quickly update all of the scores here in our afternoon's action. Kim?
You bet. I'm still liking all the pictures of our past champions. Love that. All right, sheet A. We have Eberly Anderson. Looks like the skips traded favors in this end as Eberly missed the chance for a force when she rolled out on her hit, but that left Anderson the chance to blank. However, Sherry nosed on the outside 12-foot for a single point. Score over there tied 2-2 after 4.
Skip's final stone just about to come, so we're going to try to catch that on sheet B. I'm looking across trying to figure out how many she can get here. There's a bunch of rocks right around the outside, and it's hard to tell how many of them might be biting, but
no
this
idea.
Could be for as many as 3 for Ashley Howard. She's got to make a hit on a stone that's
maybe
the
it's
back
even
half
for
of
a
the
blank
button.
end.
Well, that's true. It's so tough to tell.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say with the quiet weight she's throwing, she's not playing for the blank. I think it's for 2 for sure, but it might even be for 3. They picked the sweep up early. There's a good look at it. It's that one on the side that you can see that looks like it's 2 for sure. And they're going to take a look at the one around the outside. And I didn't hear what they said. It looks like they're going to measure that stone.
Oh, they've kicked him off,
Well,
so
I
no
think
measure.
they decided it was 2.
Yeah.
We'll confirm that when we see the score go up.
All right, over here on sheet D, the Holland-Mitchell sheet. Mitchell looks to remove a Holland stone in the back 8-foot center line for the blank, but the shooter just hangs on to the back 12. Make that score tied, 2-2. Back to our sheet.
I don't know how you feel about moral victories, but for the Mitchell foursome, that's got to be a bit of a moral victory. That they're hanging tight in this game. They've been snake bit in their first 3 games by the big ends. They've had some big ends go against them. And
yeah, that's right. Good point.
They've kept that from happening so far in that game over there on sheet D.
Yeah, back to our feature game over here. What I was going to say is that was a really big steal of 1, and such a low-scoring game like this, 1's pretty huge. Playing just the 5th end here. Silvernagle up a couple.
10-8.
And now we're back to an open end again. Dictated a little, perhaps, by the score. For the Silvernagle team, anyway. Not so much the Barker.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen it from the Barker team in this game, and even 2 down here, they're content to play out the blank end here and end number 5 to keep Last Rock into the even end.
Wrong, Sean. You're wrong. I just like to point that out when it happens, but here we go. Now they're throwing the corner.
Point out what you like, but if you're willing to
I'm saying your predictions
if you're
wrong.
willing to ignore a stone to throw the corner guard, why do you do it after the free guard zone has expired?
Let's start moving here. Sliding. Here it comes. I think we're sliding in, though. I think we're sliding in.
Sliding deep and into the rings, I think.
Boy, and that's not a mistake you want to make. Now you're not only looking at
forced.
No deuce, you're looking at exactly as you said, the force. Yeah, I don't understand that call. If you were going to ignore a stone to play the corner guard, you should have done it much earlier in the end.
Yes.
Well, there is some angle there if you wanted to try the double. She's content to play the hit and try to stay right there for the tight corner guard. It's not a bad call. You might be able to get back to the blank situation this way because I don't think Robin Silvernagle is going to ignore a stone that tight. Well, this is plan B. They're now going for the double. Little thin on the first one. Goes underneath and all the way out the back.
I don't think we're going to go too far. Yeah.
This way's
like exit 4. Okay. Yeah, we don't have hammer, hey?
No. I think if we split the house, we get a good force here.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Stephanie's point is just that they want to stay in the 4, but they don't have to go too far to the wings here. Just wanting the force.
I didn't give it any extra. Go, guys.
Sweepers jumped this right out of her hand. Definitely doesn't want to be short of the rings here. And this is going to be well short.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, not where you want to be. Just giving it to them.
Well, a chance now for Deanna Doig to come around that corner guard and perhaps set up the deuce. And that's how quick an end can change. We were looking at possible blank, then possible force, and in the case of one shot, it turns from possible force to possible deuce.
Yes, exactly.
Wait's great. Gotta go.
They were on this one early as well. Nice line by the guard. Boy, if anything, this is going to come out the other side.
Good. Good sweep.
Nice shot.
Not really.
Yeah.
Maybe a sliver open, but not much.
Yeah, not much they can use over there, I don't think.
I think you'll see Robin play the run back here.
I think you're right.
9-5.
Pardon? 9-5?
They're talking about 9.5 second wait. It's one of those situations. You play enough weight so that if you don't make the run back, you at least roll off of it and have an open one for your next one. Really nice shot made there by Deanna Doig. So it's one of those cases where, as Robin Silvernagle, you got to tip your cap and say, well, if they get a deuce, they get a deuce. They made a really good shot. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Yep, really hard.
Chance to take that away right here by making a really good shot of your own. Needs the run back. They were on this one right out of her hand. Can the Brushers hold it?
Still close, though.
No, you don't.
Guess not.
Go, go, go. Okay.
We should have left it and got this.
Sure, I don't mind that, Penny.
Yeah. Either draw or hit.
I don't mind hitting the open one and
Whatever you like.
Don't really need to make the roll. All you need to do is sit your 2.
Okay, just to
It's
the
not really much
line.
of a decision. They're going to hit the open one.
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't, yeah. It's really just sit 2 in the ring.
Yeah.
So hitting the open one's probably easier than the draw.
Yeah,
as long as we
sure.
keep it in. Just have to be careful. It does float here.
Yeah, you're probably better off to hit it and stay right there. If you ever hit and roll, maybe say half underneath, it basically works like another guard when they play the roll under.
10.
They'll have 1.5 rocks worth. They could roll under. You won't be able to get at it.
Exactly.
Penny Barker with her first stone here in the 5th end.
Just the 10.
Has a chance to get her deuce. Just looking for the nose hit here. And Robin Silvernagle will be forced to make a decision which one of those stones she wants to make a play on.
No. Sit.
Does get a bit of a roll and actually out past the guard now. Is there an option for the double? Did she give her enough?
Yeah, I think she did. But do you want to play it when you're 2 up?
If we can just get to here,
Yeah.
piece, that's okay.
It's less risky, yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. I'd love to play it if you can make it.
Yeah, you can. You have to be really
Yeah.
close to that guard.
You do.
You're not going to the-
Okay, let's do this.
10? 10? Okay, 10 and a half.
10 and a half, because you can roll a little.
They're
under a
opting
little
for
further.
the safer hit on the more wide open stone. And, you know, if she rolls underneath,
Yep.
I think this is a smart call.
I like 10 and
we
a
just
half.
talked
I
about
need
it,
to roll
that
here.
If we
the fact that that yellow's only half
Right under it.
covered, if you roll underneath the yellow, it would be tough to
Even if we
promote it onto shot stone.
10 and a half.
We're gonna come across face with just being on that side of the rock. That's my question.
What's that?
Like with ice on that side, are we gonna come across it on the outside?
It'll curl this way. Yeah,
Straight
it'll
up.
finish here. Let's go, Robin.
Weight's good. Close.
Robin Silvernagle with her final stone here in end number 5. Leading by 2, looking for the hit and roll. Brushers pick this one up.
Okay.
About halfway down.
Go, go, go.
She's going to make contact and remove that stone, but she's going to roll out past the guard. Does stay for shot rock, so Penny Barker will have to make a play on that stone. Just needs to hit and stay to get her deuce.
Okay. What do you think? Or
That was
10-5?
really soft face.
Yeah, at 11.
I think the way the 10 is good.
Yeah, that was
Just
soft
right
face.
there.
She won a 10-5.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same shot Penny threw on her first one. This is just a little farther back in the house.
Yeah. 10.
No hit.
Yeah.
Trailing by 2 here, a chance to tie the score going into the 5th end break. And in a game where there haven't been a lot of chances to score multiples, this would be a big point here.
If you hard again.
Same weight.
Yes, yes. Yes. Hard, yes.
Right on that 4-foot line, they've got to try to hold it.
Right to it. Danielle, right to it.
They hear a call a clean, that's usually a good sign. Makes the hit, rolls over a little bit, but does pick up her 2 points. We're all tied up after 5 ends.
9.5. Yeah.
Robin Silvernagle will have last rock when we come back from the break. Before we head to the break, Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level. And we're going to try to get a moment with, I believe Penny Barker's making her way down, if we can get a chance to talk to her. Well, an exciting first half of this game. We've seen not very many rocks in play, but some very good shots and trying to set up some ends. That's the first deuce, though, and we'll see if the last half gets played differently. And it is Penny that's with Kim now. Kim, take it away.
All right, I have Penny. Nice hit and roll. Isn't that the way it always goes on your last shot?
Yeah, it's like when you finally
just need to hit and stick. It's fine. You get the roll.
Yeah, exactly, when the end is over. Very good game so far. Very defensive. Was that part of the game plan coming into this game?
No, I think we're just, when the opportunities arise, we'll take them. But we're not going to push anything right away. We're feeling pretty good. We're throwing well, so we'll just take the opportunities as they come and not try to push it too much at the beginning of the game. We got 5 more ends.
Exactly. That was going to be my next question. Are we going to see a little more of the same, or are you going to change it up for the last half?
Well, I think we typically do push a little harder in the last half, so yeah, we're not going to go crazy or anything, but yeah, you'll see more rocks in play. Awesome.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies.
Don't worry, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna throw the rock and practice, and then we're gonna actually play games.
Really? Yeah. Awesome.
Not better. Yeah. Could be better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center
As
near you.
Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, most of the games through the fifth end break, all of them now have completed the fifth end, some already underway in the sixth. We'll quickly update all of the scores here in this afternoon's action. Kim?
You bet. Here on Sheet A, Sherry Anderson was looking at 2 Eberly rocks. She made a rare mistake, missed an open hit. This gave Eberly a wide open house to get a 3rd point, and Chantel made no mistake, picks up 3 points, make that score 5-2 for Eberly after 5 ends. Over on sheet B, the Just Howard game. Just attempted a double for 3 points, just missed it, counted only 1. So that score, 7-3, just over Howard.
Just let me stop you. You're saying
Sure.
just missed it or
I
just
know.
missed it?
I'm having trouble with the adverb and the last name.
She wanted to score 3 at a time again.
All right, over to sheet D, we have Holland and Mitchell. Amber made a terrific double peel to even have a chance on her next to Murph that buried Mitchell Stone on the button. Jessica attempting to draw into sit 2, comes up a bit short in the 12-foot. Amber then has a 3-foot race takeout on her stone, makes it for a count of 3, score 5-2, Holland after 5.
Well, and I feel guilty about that one. I might have jinxed them. We were just talking about that after the 4th end update, how Jessica Mitchell has managed to avoid the big end so far in this game, and then she gives up 3 in the 5th.
So that one's your fault, you're saying?
Maybe. Yeah, I might have
I'll
to take
go with
credit
that.
for that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd like to find somebody to blame.
And over on our sheet, we are on, still on Leeds Rocks. Nothing out front. Looks like we're open hits in the rings. Hit and roll out. Now Robin's calling for a corner.
Yeah, this is a good spot. We know it is. Yeah. Let's make it. Let's go.
And this is the difference this year versus years past. The 5 rock free guard zone, if you make the corner guard here, they can't remove it on the next stone. Well, you know, in the past on the 4 rock, the team with last rock, you really only got 1 free guard. Now you get 2.
2. Yeah, no, that's right. I was going to make fun of you for being able to count, but I agree.
Well, you can make fun if you want, but there's been a couple of times already in the first 4 draws that I wonder if everybody's counting the rocks properly. The one thing I haven't seen here yet this week, and I've played a few senior events this year, and I've seen it 5 times already this year.
5?
Where a team plays a peel intentionally on the 5th stone because they've lost track of the rocks. And so it can happen, but we haven't seen it yet this week. It's one of those things that's confusing for the seconds because one end they can peel with their first stone and the other end they can't. And they just have to keep track of which is which.
Yeah.
And I talked to one of the teams that it happened to at one point in time, and he said the problem that they had, a lot of the boards, a lot of the rings we play in now, there's no divider boards. So he went to count the rocks in the back corner and thought there were lots of them back there, the skip.
Yeah.
But a couple of them belonged to the next sheet.
Back right now. We're back 8 still.
Line's good.
Okay.
Back 8.
We're still back.
Oh, line's great. Yeah, back 8. Back 12. Oh. Yeah, really go curl.
Sounds like
Yeah, it
line's
needs to come
good,
off
but
here.
a little heavy here.
We're sticking around.
Whoa. 14-1. It'll be
Maybe.
close.
Depends how good Penny is. Good.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
Well, they thought it might
Sweeping.
stick around depending on how good Penny is as a sweeper. Apparently she's pretty good. She got it out the back.
Yeah. 14-1 through the rings.
Giving a
That's
good name to skips as sweepers.
You betcha.
Boy, really nice line coming by the guard. You almost have to wonder if it's going to come out the other side. And might have just a little bit.
And a little deep.
That's probably jamming, but that's okay. Go for it. Cross the face. What? Cross the face? Yeah, if you go just that way. I just don't want it too bad either, but it doesn't matter. We'll get another corner. Yep.
Let's go.
So running the top one.
Straight up here, girl.
We'll get a corner. You heard the plan.
Here.
Whoa, never.
Oh, sorry. Good job. He was my...
Jesse Hunkin, probably one of the smallest competitors this year's competition, but certainly no problem throwing the big weight.
Your turn already?
Yeah.
replacing the guard.
Hard then, all the way. Hard, yeah. Line's good. 2. Okay, over and off, over and off. Whoa, just across center, Christy. We gotta go across, and that's it. Whoa, yep, whoa. Okay, that's good. Cross it too far, Christy. Okay.
Pretty good.
Replace the guard. If anything, it overcurled just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we play it with like back just through?
Back line, Becky!
Yeah. And if I end up hitting the guard,
End up taking that, that's okay.
yeah.
Everyone's on the same page there.
No, back line. Back line. Yeah. Okay.
Whoa. Stay close.
Stay close.
Whoa. Clean. Close. Clean. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Kara, go. Hard.
By the guard nicely. Now they go with the offside sweep to try to get the finish.
Good shot, half
Cut
under.
him. When you look at how well that was buried, she got amazingly close to the nose, and that tap back actually stayed half buried herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Great shot.
Yeah.
And good job on the brush. Now if Deanna Doy can get by the same way, she might be able to get to where she's at least dead buried, if not maybe that little piece peeking out the other side. You take that shot away.
I heard them say hack, so.
This is a long ways out and still on that 4-foot line. Now starting to curl.
I got this one. It's jamming. Go.
Over the top of the one they thought they might be jamming on.
You know, you see teams using that offside sweep to try to get the extra curl, but in that particular case, Danielle moved so far around while she was trying to do that offside. I don't really think she was directing it. That she was almost on the wrong side, as it turns out, and they didn't really get the curl.
Does give Robin's team a chance to make it better, coming around.
Well, and the trick to making it better here is you'd like to have this a little bit higher, and already they've called T-line.
Sure, yeah.
And it's a long guard. You actually, if you can bury around it in the top 12, that's the hardest place to remove it. This is really deep.
Lots of line, too. Well, keep in mind that Steph left that long guard last end when she didn't want to. So, again, overcompensated.
Puts that one through the
a bit.
back.
Yeah.
Yours here was 14 and a
Yeah.
half last time.
Anytime you're throwing a draw and the sweepers call out a weight call of watch your feet, that's usually a bad sign.
Yeah.
14.5 here.
I got 13.6 on one night.
Okay, top 4.
We have talked to a few of the competitors, and we were speculating on it during the last draw that the weight might be a little different coming towards the home end than it is going away, and I've had a couple of the competitors say they think it is too, so that's just an extra thing to weigh on your mind. You throw one end, you come up short, you add weight the next end, and that's the end that it's a little keener, and you go right through the back.
Yeah, no, for sure. Lots to think about.
And as much as it weighs on the shooter, it's just as hard for the sweepers because
It
the
is.
judgment is different every
For
end.
sure.
7. Lots of room. Whoa. Running. Whoa, it's 7. Danielle, if you can.
Compounding that issue for them here is it's not just one direction versus the other, but the paths get very streaky. You throw down the same path 3 or 4 in a row, it gets pretty fast
Yes, it
in a
does.
hurry.
Yep.
Yep, go. Okay.
A little deep. Nobody being real precise here.
And I think the issue there when they brought the sweep on at the end wasn't so much just to bury it as to try to get it far enough back to get 2 in front of
rocks,
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Robin wants to freeze to that back one right now.
This is the same ice as me. Like,
No, this is a little more.
A little more?
Yeah, she'd
Sounds good.
be about
We don't want to curl quite as much.
I think there's
6 inches in front of it. Even if she splits the tee line, she's not bad. She
Right.
definitely doesn't want to be all the way to it.
Exactly, because there's room for one more on top.
Even if we stop like this top button, this is just back button. Okay. If we stop top button, then if she taps it, yeah. Okay. Thanks here, like 15 too. Yeah, it's a great pad here. Like you said,
It's close.
Lines good. All you, room.
Lines good to go. Gotta go soon.
Pass the curl.
Line's good. It's coming. Line's good.
Pass the curl bit. Line's good.
I need top button
All
right
you.
here. Just fight the tee line. Just fight top button.
Easy.
Top button.
Easy.
It's good. Good shot.
Nicely done.
Just lost line a little. 15.
Yeah, I don't know. You heard Robin say it lost line a little bit. It's great to be that deep if you're dead in front of the yellow. You might have left her enough room to just tap it a little
I
bit.
think so. By tapping it, just what she's showing
Yeah,
there, probably not tapping it through. Just
No.
tap it for shot, sit right there.
But
Bit of
you're
a
not
lull
going to get,
back
it's not
there.
that you're going to get the red by the yellow, but
No.
if you tap the red into the yellow, maybe leave a bit of a pocket behind your stone, how does
Exactly.
Robin deal with that?
Exactly.
Putting your shooter there, as long as, yeah, we don't want to roll off, so back four. That's good. That extra weight might run a little bit. Yeah, okay. Back four. Yeah, probably a foot more. Just want to tap it a little bit. It's more about the line though. If we can sit right on the front of the button is great.
Right, if you're Penny Barker here, even if you just sat on that stone and you weren't shot rock, even if Silvernagle's still shot, how do you
get a
score
second
two?
point?
You're drawing to an awfully small spot on the ice.
And if she corner freezes on top without getting shot, it takes away her button for the second one.
Comes down, nudges that stone, and
I think red's still shot. Does leave her room though. Get a
it's
second
close,
one in
but
there.
I think it is red, yep.
We are shot, aren't we?
Yep. I'm just gonna look for sure.
Here comes Kara, wants to make sure.
Can't touch them. No.
That's what I wanted to make.
Yeah.
So drawing to the side of the button. Cannot touch that top yellow though, as they just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much to make it shot rock.
Yeah. Is that way too much? Steph, a little less. That's a lot.
I like this. Kara was still down at the other end looking for the line, and Robin was already in the hack.
You got this, Robin. Same weight? Yep.
Line's good.
Line's all you. All you. Have room.
Line's good.
Think
Keep
we
it
got
running.
room. Think we're
Keep it
light.
running. Line's good. How's wet?
Pictures were on this right away, and I think I heard somebody say they think it's light, but it looks close. They've got a chance. Now, it's just going to come up a little bit short. Looks to be the single point for Robin Silvernagle. Yes, the teams have conceded that. It won't be a measurement. So Robin takes a 1-point lead into the seventh end. It will be Penny Barker with last rock when we come back.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a lot of action going on here in this afternoon's draw, and we're going to keep you up to date on all of it. Kim, you've got some scoring updates for us?
I do. Sheet A, Eberly Anderson. Some precision shooting by the middle of the Eberly rotation left the Anderson team peeling center guards most of the end. On her last one, though, Sherry Anderson is looking at 2, frozen one on top of the other on the side of the button behind an Eberly guard. Sherry needed to draw a big chunk of the button to count a piece of the button, a little bit heavy for a steal at 2 points, make that score 7-2, Eberly after 6. Over on sheet B, oh, I see, we're still playing.
Yeah, we saw the single point, or heard about the single point of Sherry Just going into the break, and right now, about 3 rocks left to come over there. I think it's just sitting 4. We'll let you know what happens there.
And this is our feature. Oh, sorry, it is not. This is sheet D. Holland versus Mitchell. Jessica Mitchell needs a cold draw to the full 8 foot to outcount 4 Holland stones, and she puts it right on the button for a count of 1. Make that score 5-3. Holland after 6. This is our sheet. So you see the 1 point there by Robin Silvernagle. She's one up without hammer, playing the 7th end here.
Haven't seen this yet. Everybody's throwing guards here in the 7th end.
Good, Kara.
That's good.
Whew, good beat, guys.
Work at us.
Well, if things hold true to form, and Penny Barker here would have loved to get a blank end to keep that last rock in the even end. She can't be happy with the way this end started. They didn't actually throw the guard. I believe they were coming around the center and crashed, so they've ended up with a couple of guards here.
Catch something. I don't know. It's not even moved yet. Not sure what we're catching. Starting to move. Yeah. 13. Yeah.
This one's looking a little bit heavy.
Sit. Okay.
Well, they were looking to come around. It ends up coming right out the back.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Well, Silvernagle, I saw her looking over her shoulder. I think she was thinking about peeling already. Can't peel the yellow one. Could peel one of the reds. And honestly, I'm not sure why she's looking to peel at all here.
You're speculating. She might not have been thinking that.
She's looking at peeling her own red.
Is she not just playing the tap? I can't
that's
see, but I'm thinking she's just tapping it into the house, isn't she?
Okay.
That's good.
Playing the tap.
And that's what they've settled on. I'm not sure that they're going to go straight back or try to tap it behind the center. We've got options that way, I guess.
Just low on the tap.
Just overthrows a little bit on the tap, so they can't bring it back.
Nice weight.
Double peel. Yep. Third. Okay. 2 1/4.
Penny Barker now going to ask Christy Gamble to move some of these guards.
Hard, yes! Yep. Hard, 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 hard. Yep. Hard on the roll, hard on the roll.
Well, makes the hit on the guard, but drives it by everything else, and really the shooter doesn't get that far off. Just fully off the center line.
Yeah, it doesn't change much, other than it gives them a hole to come through.
Yeah, they'll have to come through the port rather than come around.
I think they're going to be pretty close. You might probably top 4.
We're playing the same tap.
No. But it'll be really close. Yeah. Let's go.
Wait's really good.
Wait's good.
Top 4.
Whoa.
We can wait.
It's not curling. Fucking. This is us. No.
I think they were playing the draw through the port all the way here.
It's just top 12. No.
Would like to sweep for weight, but just couldn't go now.
Couldn't go for
Fortunate
line.
thing for them with getting that little bump, it probably does cover half that stone that's already in the rings. You know, there might have been a hit and roll under off that before. There's not now.
Try to run this in. Okay. It's either that or you nose it and double peel. Which isn't bad either. I don't think nose is very good. Then it's thin. Like quarter rock.
Yeah.
They're on this right out of her hand. Looking to drive this over the top of the second stone, get the double peel that way. And puts it into the rings, moves the other stone just for good measure.
Almost got it spinning out.
Nice shot.
Now the downside is you've got an overlapped guard just off center.
Exactly.
You're one come around from being in all kinds of trouble.
Let's go, Steph. You got this.
Top 4.
Let it curl.
It's pretty good.
Pass the curl. Whoa.
Sail top 8. Like to go, Sue.
This top 12 is okay.
Gotta go.
Okay,
Waiting all day for line here.
Just tight.
As they waited for line, sounds like they've lost weight here.
Still would like to get this biting, I think. Not going to do it.
Yeah, we're struggling there.
Yeah, Stefan struggles continue there with that draw weight.
It could come in there.
I don't like that red one.
Could you play the double? Is that there?
How about the center red one? Can I play a double? The red?
It's very thin.
Because if they ever punch that in, we can't get it out.
Like it's pretty much got it. You can come down and take a look if you want.
Yeah. I like trying it.
Gianna.
Even if you just hit and flop to Christy's way, Gianna.
Deanna Doy's going to make her way down. They're going to talk about this. I think the issue from the hack end, those three players, all a little bit more worried about that rock on the center line that was just thrown, even though it's short of the rings.
I mean, the stagger is never going to help us. Even if you clear it out, they can suck one around anyway.
Yeah. So you just want to beat them in? I thought this was better.
Yeah, like you could do this. They're still going to come around. We do this.
And they're going to come around the other way.
It's either that or you just do this and make them make something. I like this.
Okay.
Well, I think that's what we
Well,
decided,
Penny
so.
said, you know what, let's get in there first.
Remember what Pat said? Fake it.
Okay, let's make it
Silvernagle
good.
team is certainly going to have options with that one up on top of the rings, but
And that was Penny's point. It doesn't matter if you, even if you remove that, Silvernagle's team's going to have options.
for sure, come again.
Yeah.
Line only right now. Stay close. 8. Whoa, then. Coming down. Whoa. 8 still. Christy. Okay, wait. Yes, yes.
Sweepers didn't really want to go, but they got to go to get by.
Keep going.
Oh, it's just going to
Keep
rub.
going.
And
Keep going. Keep going.
Just a rub. Weight actually
yeah,
looked pretty good.
I don't know that it was as heavy as they thought. They
Yeah.
were calling out 8, which should be back of the tee line anyway. And
Nose is fine too.
I don't know if that was enough rub to take that much weight off.
Quite have all.
You don't have all?
No. Yeah.
All right.
So this should
It will
finish
come
in here.
right
Yeah, this
here.
will come up at the end. Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah. So an 11.
Let's go, Steph. Little big. Yeah, go.
Clean. Clean.
Clean. Face up, man. Clean. Really close. Clean.
Whoa,
Kara go. Kara go. Kara go. Hard, 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 hard.
Really nice.
That's a nice shot to stick it there.
Able to stay right there. It'd be very difficult, I think, for Deanna to get to the inside of that at all.
I agree.
She could hit and stay right there.
Might be a little hot. Close.
10-5.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Little hot. Danielle, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go.
I like it.
Well, working hard for that
Yeah, I still like the
extra
nose
little
here.
bit of curl at the end. I think she got just enough to stay edge to edge with the guard.
And then she knows that I don't know if she's in shot anymore, right?
Yeah, I think she went out.
Yeah.
Is this going to be in the rings when she hits it?
Yes.
Okay. You sound very confident.
Yeah, it'll nice here.
Yeah.
Not a doubt in my mind on
From
this
100
one.
feet
yeah.
away.
That's good. That's good.
Makes the hit, stays right there.
I think we either draw or we hit and roll it
Now
on
Penny
the
Barker.
outside. Come around. Okay, yeah.
Your turn, but you can't hit that and be in the rings again.
Oh, for sure. I like this shot.
That's tough. 14-5.
Still get your 2 points this
Yeah,
way.
I mean, I don't hate that because I think she, even if you don't make it, she's at least hitting us. But keeps the blank open, I guess you can do it, right? I'm good with either.
Yeah, I mean, the draw's easier. I mean, if you get one in there, then
You just gotta suck it under.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
It'll go.
Yep. Okay. A little bit more. More, like there. There you go. Okay, thanks.
So they've opted for the draw.
I like this call.
Yeah, I
For
think that's
sure.
an awfully long roll to try to get
Yeah.
to that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
suck it under.
And as much as I think I heard them say it would keep the blank
14
alive,
and a half.
you're asking for hit and roll out on an open stone to keep the blank alive.
Exactly.
I don't like your chances there.
No.
That's light. Christy, room. Line's really good. Suck it right under. Christy, go. Christy. Move. We need the weight. Hard. All the way. All the
Those
way.
sweepers
Keep
for
going,
weight.
keep going. Hard,
Line's
hard, hard,
looking
hard,
good.
finish. Go, go, go. Okay, good. Good sweep, guys. So.
Looks like can still
throw,
see the
Ken.
majority of it. Oh,
It's
there's
gonna
a look.
hang for a
Yeah,
long time
certainly
and then
can.
finish. Okay.
Wanted to wait for line, and
Okay,
I think it was Penny
let's
that
go.
called out, you can't, you got to go, you've got to be in there.
So try to get to here if we
Yeah, I
can.
don't know if we can. Wherever.
Okay,
Rock
even we
first
can
is
go there
fine.
too. Okay.
It's an 11.
Over, hey?
Yeah.
Couple of rocks. That same weight?
Just an 11, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a pinch less.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll hold better here. Straight up. Let's go, Robin.
Yeah, it'll be a little straighter.
This is one of those ones, and they talk about she didn't think she could get to the nose, so she's going to play for a bit of a flop to the outside. But just because of the way the ice is run, it'll be one of those situations where you might want to think about just rolling right onto that 4-foot line and make her play with one of the trickiest spots on the ice.
Yes, I agree.
Kind of like that. You know, it looks like it should be an easy hit, but
yeah, well,
that has been
taking.
the tough spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 10.
Get a little inside that 4-foot line, it will curl. You don't want to set it at all here because it runs pretty straight. So quite simply, if she just hits the broom, it should be good.
You say that like it's easy.
That's all it takes. Hit the broom, throw the right weight. It's an easy game.
Penny Barker with her final stone here in end number 7, trailing by 1, facing 3 Silvernagle counters. Has the open hit to try to pick up her single point here. And they pick this one up right out of her hand.
Sounding good.
Good sweep, Danielle. It's good. Good 7, yeah.
Makes the nose hit, does pick up her single point. We're all tied up once again after 7 ends. Robin Silvernagle will have last rock in the 8th.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
We're back, and once again, we've got updates on a lot of action. A lot of interesting ends shaping up here in this all-important draw number 4. Kim, what have you got for us?
I knew you were going to say that. I have nothing. Sheet A, the score is 7-2. This is Sherry's last rock coming down here, and I know she's throwing a double angle raise for something, but I don't know what. I can't see behind the pillars and the flowers, and just guessing. I could make it up. There we go. Well, there you go. Looks like red's sitting a couple. This is lined up pretty nice, though.
If she could hit it just right, she's probably for 3, yeah?
Yeah, looks like it.
Let's put it this way. It's probably, you're either getting 3 or it's going to be a steal.
Or 1, yeah.
Well, it's a steal of 1 there for Chantel Eberle.
Make that score 8-2. There's
going to be a discussion there about whether or not to shake hands. We'll let you know what happens.
I think there's a handshake. I saw the
and
hand
there it is,
go
the
out.
handshake or the elbow bump.
Yeah.
So that's our first final here in draw number 4.
Over on the Just Howard game, I think Sherry Just had an open hit and scores 3 points. Make that score 10-5 after 7.
The field goal kicker for the Just team has been hot.
Yeah, look at the scoreboard. Moving over to sheet D, Holland and Mitchell, a wide open end, and Amber Holland has a blank attempt on a rock on the side of the 8-foot. It curls up just at the end, hangs on for a biter and a single point, so make that score 6-3 for Holland after 7. And we got rocks in play over here, back on our feature sheet, tied up 3 apiece, playing the 8th.
And the attempt there to come around the corner guard, you see just rub, and the shooter biting the front of the 12-foot, so Penny Barker asking Christy Gamble to make a play on it.
Whoa, hands on, yep. Clean. Deanna, go. Okay, that's great, right there.
Nice shot by Christy.
Take this in the roll. You might even come off that.
Okay.
I think you will.
Okay.
Kind of waiting
About
on here
3/4, maybe 2/3.
Okay.
to make the double.
Yeah, 2/3. Half, you'll still probably get it.
Okay.
Actually, half is pretty close.
Okay.
Robin's team is so agreeable.
Okay.
I heard K.
Sounds good.
You got this.
All very nice. No controversy.
Not huge. Wait's good.
Yeah. Oh, 8-5.
Yes! Hard!
Makes the hit, does put it off that stone in the rings, gets both yellows out.
And even rolls her shooter into the rings.
And spins for the biter.
Exactly. Multiple positives. Good shot.
You moved 3 stones and ended up in the rings. I guess that took 5 Ks to make that.
Yep, little soft. Yeah, it's hard! Really hard! Hard! Really hard!
They've got just a little bit to the inside of that 4-foot line. They're going to have to do a good job on the brush, and they do. To hold the line. Does not want to roll out of play.
Good. And sticking around over there.
Hangs around for a bite of the back 12.
Yeah.
You like that? Not really?
Oh, it's really far out there. Like we haven't drawn anything.
No.
Far. It'll be a
Whatever you like.
half.
Or else that, but I don't really want to blank.
No.
I think either nose or the freeze.
I don't actually hate that feel.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get
But
forced.
is that not the rock that's gonna kill us? Like the steels.
Yeah.
I don't even mind that.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Okay.
I'd rather get forced than get to steal.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yep, I agree.
Let's nail it.
Well, there we go. You heard the full discussion.
About half. 2/3 again.
That's good.
So looking to peel his guard back towards that stone at the edge of the 12-foot. Makes the hit. Just
So
by
close.
that stone, and the shooter will roll out of play. The one thing that they didn't discuss there that I thought maybe would have been worth at least a mention, is rather than try to peel it, just hit and roll to the corner guard yourself. She said she didn't want a blank. If you hit and roll to the corner on the other side, you've got one stone behind the tee line on one side and the corner guard on the other side. That might have worked to your advantage.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at a possible force.
Yeah, you're going to have to make a double somewhere along the way here.
Well, Penny has called this for center guard, though, and
I'm
I don't know
assuming
if
they're
I-
going to play the same thing now.
I don't know if I like this call, and certainly not the execution. This is going to cross the line. I think you're just inviting Silvernagle to play the come around and try to get two.
Now that it's off
It's
the
a
center
lot
line.
higher
this
too,
way.
hey? I don't mind that.
You had the force in your hand. Just bring it into the rings.
Yeah.
And
As long as the button's open there, so.
Yeah. I like this. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
think weight should be okay. Isn't too bad here. 14,
So-
7, 8, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah? You got it.
That is enough here, you think? Okay.
Yeah, I know that's
Okay.
Stephanie Lawton, her first stone here in the 8th end, looking for the come around.
Round then! Round then!
Line, line! Line only! T-line! Pull! Yeah, it's
Round.
T-line! Oh, we're gonna over curl. We're coming down. Top 8.
Whoa, no, don't
Top
touch
4.
it. We're over curling. We're way over curling.
Great weight.
It's a nice weight by Steph. Did come out the other side, though.
Yeah, they came very tight by that guard. Had it stopped in the 12-foot, probably would have been dead buried.
Weight's close. Hack. Hack the board. Close. Hack. Whoa, whoa. Just hack. Danielle, go. Hard, yep.
You got it.
Keep going hard. Hard, you got it, hard. Keep going, keep going.
I got the red. I got it.
Almost got the roll behind there.
Yeah,
Curled
just enough to
nicely.
put it through the back, so it is
Yeah.
Penny Barker sitting 2.
Kind of weight
Like a 11
Sure.
or
Robin
12
Silvernagle
even.
looking for the hit and
Like
roll
bump.
over.
Bump. Okay.
It's hit.
Roll over
Hard to
towards
roll.
the other one.
Yeah. I think I like the. Yes. Yeah. Like it will work
That shot
in
is
here
not
pretty
terrible.
good too.
Yeah.
I like
Should
getting
move out
the-
nice with
Yeah, I
11.
think it will. Yeah. Let's go, Steph. Weight's good. Yes.
Whoa! Whoa!
Weight's good.
Whoa! Whoa!
Weight's
Never.
good.
Close. Yeah.
Weight's good.
Yeah. Hard on the roll. Hard on the roll. Go. Sorry.
That's good.
Lost the roll a little bit there. Couldn't
Yeah,
sweep
it's
in a tad
right on
earlier. Nice shot, however.
10.
Okay. There.
Yeah, I think it'll hold for a while
Yeah,
here.
I think so. As soon as it gets that line, it might start going.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on it.
I'm guessing 9.5 almost. Or
So
10.
looking for the roll in behind cover.
We're right on that line. So stay
Yeah.
close on
You
it.
certainly don't want to roll
Where do you
away
wanna go?
because here's the thing.
Under.
Okay.
If you believe what Robin Silvernagle says, and I do, that she doesn't want to blank here, if you roll to the wide side at all, she's just going to draw and try to get her deuce. If she's prepared to score 1 rather than blank, she'll play the draw for sure. As long as you can keep this shooter in the 8-foot or perhaps roll towards the guard, she's probably got to pay attention to it. It's harder to ignore it. You roll to the outside, she could just come around.
10.
I do agree with your reasoning there. You know what, even if she knows, is if they could still come around.
Whoa! Danielle! Go ahead, Christy. Roll!
Yeah. Go. Okay.
But not there.
Rolls over into the top of 4-foot. It is open, didn't get to the guard.
You almost have to overroll. Okay. Sure.
It seems to be really working. Maybe have a double.
Okay.
Have a hold that we can
Okay.
play over here.
So let's make sure we stick around though, so she doesn't have that draw around.
I think an 11 again, it will finish.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.
Or 10 and a half should I throw?
It's easier to get the roll, but you got to stick around, right?
Yeah.
Main thing is stick around. So.
Maybe a hair more.
Okay. With 11.
11, rolling pairs leg.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we should throw.
Sorry,
10 and a half.
Robin, you're throwing this.
What do you think?
Robin, this.
Just second.
No matter what kind of thing? Like,
Yeah, pretty. Well, no, we'd probably roll over top. But yeah, if you're hitting it thin, you're rolling into it.
but
I
it's,
like 11.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Just confirming the weight call.
That's a signal I haven't seen before. She's throwing to cut her off at the thighs, or
That's a universal signal.
Whoa! Clean! Yep! Whoa!
Clean.
Whoa!
Clean.
Whoa!
Got it, Carl, close.
Soft, dude!
Yes.
Yeah! Whoa!
Really
Really
Whoa.
the hit. Now where's the roll going to end up? Boy, nobody watching that rock at the back almost didn't get out the back of the rings, but it does.
Nice shot by Robin.
9.5. It's not a big deal if.
Yeah, just knows.
Yeah.
Playing for the nose.
Yeah.
There's the difference in the weight call there. Deanna signaling down to the other end to let everybody know that it was itchy shoulder weight.
That it was what? Itchy shoulder weight?
Itchy shoulder weight. It's supposed to cut off the thighs.
That's a corner gas joke. If I touch my elbow, that means steal second. If I touch the other side of my elbow, it means my bursitis is acting up.
Sounds more like something you could use in senior curling.
Yeah. Bursitis, arthritis, you name it.
9-5. Close. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Hard. 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 Yeah. Right to it. Right to it.
Wants to hit, stay right there.
Oh, shoot.
Just nudges the other yellow stone.
I think so, hey?
And here comes the blank.
Okay, so 8.5.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Even if we get one more. Yeah.
Roll out.
Yeah.
Yep. 8.5.
You bet. Should finish a little bit here. Yeah, straight up. Nice and clean.
Clean.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, no, no. No.
Clean.
Nothing out of the brushers now. The clean call goes out.
Okay, you're good. It's good. Good.
Makes the hit. Rolls the shooter out of play as well. It is a blank end. We're still all tied up after 8 ends of play. Robin Silvernagle will have last rock in the 9th when we return.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel. The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we get back to our feature game, let's quickly, once again, update all of the scores here in Draw 4. Kim?
You bet. Sheet A is the final score. 8-2, Eberly over Anderson. Over in this game, we are looking, as you can see, the last rock about to come here on Sheet B in the Just Howard game. Score is 10-5, and as I'm looking at it, I see that Ashley Howard has... Does that look like a triple for two?
She's lining up a triple, if it's there, for, boy, I can't tell how many it could be. It could be quite a pile if it passes the ones at the back.
If the triple's there, we're looking at it from the side. Can't see angles at all very much. Obviously, it must be there if she's playing it.
Well, she's facing three. She's going to have to make an attempt at it. There it is. And the way she's going to have to play it, I think, is hit the first one thin enough to go over the top of the back one. Try to get the double that way, and then the shooter will carry into that one beside the broom on the left as we look at it now. If the red goes by the one at the back, it could be a triple for 4 if everything...
If it all works out.
If the red ones go and the yellow ones stay.
Sounding close. How about like that? Oh.
Well, you had to hit it thinner to get rid of the side one, but she does pick up a deuce.
think it's for 2.
Yeah, looked like a pretty obvious 2. I don't
Yeah.
know which they were looking at measuring, but they do kick them away.
Make that score 10-7 for Just. Over here on sheet D, the Holland-Mitchell game, in and end controlled by Mitchell, where they were sitting 2 or 3 most of the time. It came down to Amber ticking off a guard, looking at 3, and Mitchell now has a draw for 4, I believe.
4.
So that'll be a pretty big turnaround
3 in
here.
her hand already, and see her just settling into the hacks. She needs to be full 12 foot. If she can, she picks up 4 points and will take the lead.
Yeah, keep you posted on that one. Back over to our sheet. There's the setup.
Hey, line's good. All you. Take a look, guys. Let it work a little. Take a look. Easy. You want to let off. Just rocking.
Yeah, we gotta go. Top date.
Okay, go then.
So we did have a blank 8th end.
14-7.
Playing the 9th end here. Tie game, 3-3.
That's good.
Yeah, she makes the draw over on sheet 4. So that's a big 4 points for Mitchell. So make that score 7-6. Mitchell over Holland, playing 9.
And this 9th end in our feature game is going to be all about jockeying for that position coming home. Tied up after 8. Robin Silvernagle would dearly love to blank this end, keep the last rock for the 10th.
For sure.
Penny Barker, on the other hand, just wants to see somebody score one.
Yep.
Yeah, 8-9.
Yeah.
Sorry. Think just peel that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You might be able to catch that, but I don't really want to jam it.
Peel away.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Go, Jess. Wait's good.
Whoa. Please. Good, Jess. Whoa, Kara. Whoa.
Just playing the straight peel on the guard.
Nicely done.
Okay, halfway. Okay.
Replacing the long guard. Or a guard.
Yeah, I think you want to replace it. If you ever give them an angle to play for the double and roll out, they're going to try that. So you can keep the 2 of them in line. She's got to make a decision. You play the straight peel like they just did, or if you play the double, you're probably leaving another guard up there somewhere.
Looks like lots. Just let it die.
Sit down. Sit, baby. Sit. Yep. Good job. Okay.
Well, did she bring those close enough together, even though they're lined up, to try the double and roll? Well, there you go. There's a bit of an angle there, too.
Yeah.
Just don't want to do that either.
We could possibly.
We can just peel that.
I think we can get them.
Can you straight jam on that back red? Looks like that yellow one would be in the way.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, but does it matter?
Play it.
I think this might be as good a chance as you're going to get to play the double.
Sure.
Let's go. Peel.
Yes.
Called early.
Whoa, other way. Yeah. Whoa.
Okay.
Tough one.
You know, I think that might have been a case of you tighten up the broom to make sure you don't get that jam that they were worried about. And you end up
Shooter
with a
tightens
different
it up.
jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shooter tightens it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you end up with the other jam that's probably worse because now both rocks are in the front on the center line area. I'm not sure why you worry about a jam on the back 12 in this situation. The rock in the back 12 is a lot less harmful to you than that rock in the front 12. Boy, this is really curling. They're going to have to go to get by.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wait, was not good. I don't like that rock.
Poor Deanna, you hate it when it's the 9th end and you say I don't like that rock.
Exactly
Played with it for 9 ends.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. We can do that.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
11.
Okay. Like that.
This.
Okay. I gotcha.
Let's pounce your stuff. Let's take this.
Will this move here?
I think once it gets to center, it'll finish nicely.
Okay.
I think it'll stay straight and then finish once it gets close to center.
Okay. I think that I almost want a little bit more, but I don't. Do you think more or not? Okay. Okay.
I like it. Okay. Let's go, Steph. Think you can. No, no, clean, clean.
Whoa, right now.
Touchdown. Whoa. Wait's close. No.
Whoa.
No. Yeah.
Needs
No,
to go.
Jesse, go. Hard. No roll. That's good.
Makes the
shot,
hit.
Stephanie.
Does get it through the back of the 12, but the shooter will roll over to the edge of the 12. It is open, but sits 2.
12.
Good news is there's no double and roll.
That was fine. 9-5. Whoa. Almost 9. Whoa. Close. Yes. Whoa. Yes.
Oh, just by the back one.
Okay. Sorry. Can we get the inside with the lighter?
You can.
I don't mind that call.
Because it's
A little
like
quieter,
almost,
play the
like,
role.
Yeah.
It's just a hair
Yeah,
off.
'cause
It's like it's easier to do that than to
A nose would pretty much jam, right? Or just on inside a nose. You can roll. Or you can try
I'm
and roll
thinking
big.
it like this.
Yeah. Same. I like that.
Yeah.
There's that universal symbol again.
Okay.
Okay, Steph. Reach it.
Yeah.
Close. Close.
No.
11.5. Close. 12. Yeah.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Shoot calls are off and on, but I think they've gone to plan B,
I
trying to
think
stay
they're
on the
playing-
outside.
Yeah, the other way.
And it's just going to roll out of the rings. So just the one counter, that red stone at the back of the 12-foot right now.
I don't mind hitting and then gambling on her next one.
Yeah.
Because they're going to gamble on her first one.
They will. It's true.
Make sure we stick and then they have to make a decision.
Interesting discussion from the front end,
Yeah,
thinking that
I was
Robin
listening.
Silvernagle's going to gamble, and I'm thinking, well, I haven't seen any signs of that so far. She would love to blank this in. I think if you hit this on the nose, I'd be very surprised if Robin draws, because then she's looking at a force.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No, 9-5. 9-5. Clean. 9-5. 9-5.
No, just clean.
9-5.
You clean. Is it? Yeah, Christy. Yeah, it's 9.5. Okay.
Oh, that same path that
Stephanie
just threw down, and it does the same thing, stays pretty straight.
Yeah.
Makes the hit, but rolls out. No gamble involved here now. Robin Silvernagle looking to come around from the wide side, because if she sticks half this rock out, you'll see Penny Barker have to roll open, and she'll have the chance for the blank.
That's her blank, exactly.
I dare say, I don't even think she wants to dead bury this. If she could be half buried in the 8-foot,
Should finish here.
pretty
Yeah,
good
I think
shape.
I agree with you.
Bite the force perfect. Okay. Right out there. 8. Little tight.
Line's
Little
good.
tight. Yeah, early.
Let's
Line
go,
only.
line.
Room.
Wait,
Room. Room.
Top 4, top
Yes,
8.
line.
Yeah.
Yes,
Line only.
Top 8. Line only.
Okay,
Whoa.
roll. Right to here. Right to here.
Really curling now.
Yes, looking
He's got
pretty
an
nice.
ice line coming in.
That's good. Good job.
I don't think it.
I don't think so. I could see a piece of it. Okay. I like going for it.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever you like, Ken. Mind the.
Boy, she can only see about a quarter.
Let's do it.
I think she's going to have to draw here.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 15-2 on Robbins.
Yeah.
14 and a half. Yeah. 14-5.
Yeah, I think so.
They also pounded
Well,
it.
Penny makes
Full
this
four.
good, and
Hey,
it would be mission accomplished.
Right
She
around
might
there.
force
Yeah.
Silvernagle to one, or it might only be 1 point either way. To be more than honest, Robin made it too good.
$14 and a half. Yep. Nice extension. Line's pretty good. We're close. Kind of want to. Well, if you can. Run right now. No running. No line. Running. Christy, go. Go, Christy. Go. Get over.
Looking for the tick on the outside guard now. Trying to get a little bit of extra curl to get that a little thinner. Does get into the rings, but really doesn't change Robin's shot that much. She still just needs full 12-foot.
Yeah.
Throwing the same draw she just threw.
Your eyes up. Just a hair more ice. Okay.
Just like you said, full
Okay,
12
so
or
you
better.
have a little bit extra room.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine still.
I think
Taking
so too.
just a
Like
hair
2
more
inches
ice.
More. There's something black right there. I don't know if it comes off.
That's been there the whole time.
So same touch more wouldn't hurt, but it's all up to you guys.
Yeah,
So
nice throw here. H.
Line's good.
Line's good. All you.
T-line.
Line's good.
Pressure's picked this one up right out of her hand.
It's a little wider.
Go red. No backing.
It's running right now. Just T-line.
Just cleaning now.
Line's
That's a pretty
now.
good
Real
sign.
good now.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
T-line.
Nice shot.
That's good. Nice,
Really nice.
Two red.
She comes right around the one she threw on the first stone.
Yeah,
to the corner of the
exactly.
forefoot, picks up her deuce, and Robin Silvernagle will take a 2-point lead coming home.
Totally my first time. I'm very excited. Don't worry, you're gonna have a great time. We're gonna throw the rock and practice, and then we're going to actually play a game. Really? Yeah. Awesome.
Not be better. Could be better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center
The
near
internet's
you.
constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, it looks like we've got one more final. Let's quickly recap all of the scores as we continue on this draw number 4. Kim?
Yes, sheet A is the final scores. Score is 8-2, Eberly over Anderson. And this is also another final score. Ninth end just concluded over there. Ashley Howard tried to get the steal point by drawing around the center guards, came up light, so Sherry Just gets 1 point. Make the final score there 11-7, just over Howard. Over on sheet D here, Mitchell's early steal setup faded when one shot Stone was only partially guarded. Third, Cindy Ricci made 2 nice hits and rolls to set this up so far, but still rocks to come.
3
here.
skip stones left to come, including the one that's just coming to rest now. So keep an eye on that one.
Good.
15-8.
And back to our sheet. First rock thrown by Silvernagle team went back 4. Then the corner guard, and then you saw the one on top of the house. And here we have the last lead stone by the Penny Barker team coming around.
Good, stay close. 4-5.
Close for line.
T-line.
Dean can be tight. Deanna can be tight.
We're okay. Line's good. Gotta go. Yep.
Yes!
Hard. Just touch the 8-foot. Yep.
Buried nicely. Nice shot.
Nice. Hard girl.
Good one.
Really tight guard, yeah.
Really tight.
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Real tight.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Played a couple of senior events earlier in the year and had a situation like this one end, and the skip calls down and says, "Do you like the peel?" "I love it, but we're not allowed to play it yet."
Yeah.
And you were thinking the same thing, weren't you?
I was waiting for something like that, yeah.
Needs to curl.
That's that 5 rock, 3 guard zone, the difference this year.
Yeah, there's the difference
Nice
for
and
sure.
nice and tight. Look. 4 feet. Look. 4 feet. Look.
Robin Silvernagle got her deuce in end number 9. She'd love to
That's okay.
run
That's
Penny
fine.
Barker out of rocks, but she can't start hitting yet. That's the problem she's facing. For Penny Barker, she needs to score 2 here to tie, 3 to win. She's already got 5 rocks in place. She's pretty happy with this setup.
Yeah, she sure is.
I like that. And just high. Good. 10.
Well, if she's looking to hit just high, I think she's looking to clip that one at the back. I think I'd be more inclined to leave that one alone.
Yeah, that actually helps you.
Got the 5 rock. Okay.
Christy Gamble looking to make a, I think the call was a double, makes the hit, that came across the face. I think that's a pretty good result. She got the 2 out of the middle center line area.
Oh, I don't know. I think there's shot though.
Yeah, left it yellow out front there too, which is nice enough.
Well, and that red one at the back of the forefoot, like you said, that actually helps her.
Right.
Are they frozen?
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Just got to be careful about hitting that and coming off that. Right, pushing that in.
Okay.
Want to call timeout?
Yeah.
Sure.
Timeout, please.
Well, they're having their quick timeout. Just wanted to let you know that Amber made no mistake over on sheet D and made a nice shot for 3 points. So make the score over on sheet D 9-7 for Holland. About to start the 10th end.
That's pretty nice.
We'll listen in here.
Feel this?
I like that. No, you have a chance of leaving another yellow one.
Just this is so close, right? Like,
But can you do this?
like come off this?
Yeah, like take the double kind of thing. Super thin. It is a little thin. Yeah. A little
Skinny, so
skinnier.
quarter.
It's a third. Yeah.
No, it's a quarter.
Is it a quarter?
Skinny.
The coaches here in Humboldt are up behind the glass, so it's a long walk to get here. Coach just making it to the ice level now.
A couple of options both will work.
Like, she can still freeze to that, so I don't even mind.
So, which one was your instinct?
The 5.
The 5?
at first, but I don't know. But one can also get it, but 4 you just have to be careful. I like that call. You just got to be careful not to hit that and tip that in.
Yeah, so call it like you would make that.
If we do, I guess just make sure that we hit it hard enough.
Yeah.
What kind of weight are we throwing? Or straight peel?
Straight peel doesn't hurt you.
Like
Yeah.
if she makes this, she's probably rolling.
This is easy for us to play at any time later in the
Well,
game.
I think she's coming this way.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
You what? I think she's drawn around this way.
I do too.
We can't play the double peel either.
That's why I kind of like this, just to sit here.
Yeah.
Sit front. Even if she makes the double, then we just sit right there.
Yeah.
23 seconds.
Yeah. Now get a chance to take that middle away again.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. I think this is.
This is your first?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is your second.
Second.
It eliminates her.
I think I like this.
I think so too.
Okay, let's board. Was like an 11?
11.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And then if we are coming to this, we'll just make sure that we hit it and roll away.
Yeah.
Like half rockish.
Yeah, if we could hit a little bit more, that would be nice so that we sit here.
It won't roll too hard with an 11, probably.
Probably not.
Well, they're back to the initial call.
Yeah.
And I think most of the discussion about is if we don't get it just right,
Think it'll curl nice
what do we want to accomplish
Lead
with
them.
this? So I'm just a little surprised when they were worried about the tick and come and push the other one in that they aren't throwing this with bigger weight. Straight peel that guard's not the end of the world.
Close.
And certainly we've seen through this game, Jesse doesn't have any problem throwing it hard.
Whoa. Close. Tara. Clear. Tara. Hard.
No roll.
Whoa.
Makes the hit.
Nice shot.
Shooter rolls a little farther than they would have liked, but you know, even if they get that last bit of curl, you look at how far that rolled. I'm not sure they could have stayed in that 4-foot area anyway. She didn't have a ton of room by the guard. And Penny Barker was going to play this draw regardless.
Exactly. She has options here.
Get line. Get line. Hard line. Line.
Room. Good. Room. Close.
To it.
Yes.
To it.
Line. Diana. Room.
Oh. We're bumping. Okay, got a really good shot.
Comes down, nudges that stone at the back of the 4-foot.
Even just peel
Does
it,
sit
it's
for
fine,
shot rock.
actually.
How am I peeling it? That way?
It's buried. The peel isn't so easy.
3/4, you're through the hole.
Oh, there you go. Just have to hit it
So
relatively
you like
thick.
the peel or the run?
The peel.
Okay.
The run's a little too risky because then we're staying there. I like this leaving.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like this.
Just have to be a little careful with this peel, that's all.
Right where you throw it.
Like you can, girl.
Got it.
Well, the nice thing about this situation for the Silvernagle team, if you can make the peel, it's really hard to hide a rock for Penny Barker. The guard's pretty much cut off by that rock in the 12-foot. And you need a good chunk of the 8-foot just to be second shot.
There you go.
Nice shot.
Makes the peel.
Yeah.
Deanna, I wonder if we should call a time.
Right now?
I think so. We got 2 timeouts.
This?
I don't disagree with the discussion on the other
About
end.
the timeout.
We'll call the timeout because you've got 2 of them left.
Penny?
Yeah.
You got 4 rocks
Yeah, I
left. You
think
might want to
so.
discuss how you want to play this end.
It's kind of important.
This is a big shot
No,
because
it
you need
is.
to be
I
sitting
agree.
shot or
Only one
second here, but if you stay through the middle, you could leave a double and then your end is gone.
Yeah.
I just think we just draw around. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's that? I think we just draw around. Yeah, you think so?
We can tap this one a little bit because it's not like they can double it. It's just going to go right down. So if we tap this a bit, get it behind the tee.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
Because
But
if you do try to come around in here, we could end up setting up that double.
Coaches
what-
just nicely made it back to their seats and they've got to come back out.
again. This time we're going to listen to veteran coach Murph Onger, see what he has to say.
If we can get them close enough to a mic.
I think so.
the little tap behind the tee because it's not like they have this angle without
talking
killing.
about tapping,
No,
The 6.
no,
The
the six.
red 6.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
We're just
Looking at the angles.
we're just thinking if we play the coming
Yeah,
round, you might set up a
wanna
double.
You want to be careful with the
Or
that's
straight
an option.
threes.
Coming around that one.
Yeah.
2.5 is a better option. Very difficult option as far as getting a double is concerned.
Well, and that's just it. The only danger of that is we could set up that double for them.
I think that you've got to have a little bit more confusion there, because if you've got more rocks to deal with over here. If you can stagger that thing and even get in there, then there is no double.
Okay. Just top 4.
Is there any chance we know the ice to come around this way? Does that make it easier?
No.
I think what they're looking at is to come around from the wide side.
I think
it's pretty fresh.
It does come over nice, and even if we end up,
Basically, you've got 2 options as I see it. You're either going to play something, or you're going to play that tap like that, one, or you're going to come in this here.
Like, we just need to be second shot.
Yeah.
Like, we can.
Doesn't even have to be second. Yeah, we just have to be third, really.
Yeah. Okay.
This?
Yeah.
Like even that is
Yeah,
fine.
like a little bit open. Half open's fine for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 4, Deanna?
Top 8
Yeah.
even, hey?
You like this one?
Yeah, that's what I like. That's what you like?
Yeah, I think Deanna was committed pretty quickly there.
Yeah, well, I think there's one thing that she said she said we just need to be second. I think it was Deanna that said that, but that's not entirely true. You need to not leave a double.
I don't think you're high here, even
Yeah.
edge to edge. There's no double.
As long as you get edge to edge. But if you ever rub off that and come back towards the middle.
Not playing that though. I'm not making it that way.
You know, I love their idea to come around the outside. It's just that you just don't know how to get there from that outside. Nobody's throwing anything that wide. You'd be safe out there if you knew how to make it.
Running down. 6.
Needs to curl a lot.
Running.
It's got lots.
Still 6. 6, 7. 5. We can bring it back. Should we bring it right back?
Yep, here.
There's no good option
we're not
deep.
there. We're not there.
Okay,
Leave it high.
even. Hard. Okay, whoa, leave it higher.
No.
Okay, just
Might
kinda grind
it stopped in
down.
time to make it a
It's a
difficult
very
double, but it's
very
it's
thin
risk
double.
free if she
but
wants to try it.
Redirect, so I think just this is pretty good.
hit and roll on top isn't too bad either.
No. It's almost like roll on top or roll right out.
Yeah. I like rolling right on top.
And if you're going to roll up, you might as well play the double.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
You want to look at these?
I can, yeah.
We got
You got
time.
time.
Both teams have a timeout left as well.
I think it's a little too risky to play it. If we do this, it's bringing the play to here, and if we can stay on this side, right? Then
Both
we'll just
teams
go
have
that
lots
way.
of time left. Both have
If it was a
3 minutes-ish.
there.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Well, the thing is,
that other one, yeah, exactly.
like that and you roll out, right?
Well, we just got to watch that jam.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so a little hit and flop on top, and she's playing. She has to do something with that at some time. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I think I like this.
I like the 11. If I can. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We can roll over there.
So looking at, I believe, the call, the hit and roll on top. Steph's planning on throwing about 11.
11. Just because I've been throwing it and it works.
Yeah, it's great. 11.
Okay. It looks like a bit, but okay.
We got to roll. It'll finish coming.
Okay.
Coming in cross center here.
Let's go, Steph. Straight up. Straight to her.
Stephanie Lawton with her final stone here in the 10th end.
Whoa!
Whoa, then.
Looking for the hit on shot stone and roll in front of second shot. Really moving towards that red stone at the top of the 12-foot. Not going to get the roll. Hits and stays right there. It is shot rock.
I think we can probably get
Can
a
they
little
nose
under
and even
here.
flop just a hair?
Nose is pretty good, though.
Nose does the same thing, I guess.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty hard for a double. Do you like just hack?
Okay.
Or actually just back 8?
I like just back 12.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You could leave it back there. It becomes very difficult to get this rock out.
I prefer hack, I think.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to roll
They're talking
towards
hack weight
center
though
line,
again.
that's for sure.
I don't want to. If it's me, I don't want to kill this stone.
Might be no, we're close. Hack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard line.
Looks like it's moving early.
Ah,
And the call was for hack weight, a little bit less weight than what Stephanie had. They've got to get by that red at the top of the 12. Great job by the brushers to get by. Actually gets a little bit of an inside roll.
Tiny bit.
Well, if we can just roll on the top of here, she again then has to deal with that. Yeah. Or else you can do this. You can hit and roll on top and you shot that way too, hey? Be close. You should be able to.
Actually, yeah, I think we can.
And we know exactly what's in
Yeah, okay. I don't know if it matters to get shot.
Okay, so if we open that up though, then she does have that access again.
If we're not shot.
Yeah.
Just to send and we have the run. Yeah.
So do we want to play on this one first, but then she's got the freeze on this?
We like that. This? No, the top one.
Top one. I think it is the top one.
Even if you can get to center even, that's not bad.
Yeah, because then if she tries to roll,
that's
she's
right.
jamming.
Yeah, I like
that's
it.
probably good.
Okay.
11.
Okay, sounds good.
Straight up here.
So electing to play this top one.
This little flop over there. Yeah. Even if she rolls, it's pretty good because then she can't really do much with it, right? No, she's jamming. Yeah, straight up. It'll curl.
Big breath. Let's go like this. Same as clean.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Whoa. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta go hard.
Hard. Go. Anything. Yep. Good. That's good.
Gets the hit, rolls over to the top of the 4 foot. It is the yellow at the back, I believe, that's sitting shot. But that's a pretty good spot for that stone.
Yeah, actually, that's really good. I'm not sure what they can do with that.
I said I don't know
Or
if
need
they
to.
needed to be shot rock.
No.
What if we know, like, is it the same kind of thing like Deanna just did?
But that double.
Like,
Do this.
what if we hit and roll there?
Yeah.
Because we want to try and get two.
Yes.
Right? So it's always,
Yeah, I think so.
I don't mind that.
Or the nose.
Even if you lose the 6, I think we're okay.
I think we call time right now.
They're looking
To
at
tell you the
calling
truth,
timeout.
this is the bigger shot. We need to give ourselves a time.
Well, they're
Timeout.
down to a minute 40 to play, with this being their last timeout. 2 shots left to
I don't
play.
want to spend like 30 seconds talking about this.
Well, we can take as much time as you want now, but...
No, because I want to go down there and not spend any more time on a clock.
Okay.
Good shot.
I didn't mind your call of the hit and roll. We are shot. I kind of feel like we can't leave that, so I
If
think...
we hit and roll.
I like hit and roll to here.
Yeah, and even if we move the 6, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
I like that Penny a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to only spend about 30 seconds and then go down
And the
there and
other
throw.
option is, like, run the
But I'd
double
rather the nose
and then...
isn't bad, but
I
it
don't
gives
want
her
to
the
keep it double, because, like, then it gets
pretty
her...
scary.
I agree.
Yeah. I like this. This is the call.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna play the hit and roll. We're going this way. Even if we roll that out way, I guess our best chance of getting our 2.
Yeah, it keeps you away from that other
Yeah.
one. You're not going to drive down there if you can get it. If you can get a little bit of a roll, just kind of stagger a little bit.
Yeah.
This
Get on
one.
this side of it.
Yeah.
Force her to come at this one and then maybe you can.
Yeah, I like it.
More getting his
I like
exercise
that.
there.
Okay, a 10, or do you?
Yep,
Like
whatever
a
we
shot
you
figured
think,
out.
you know, it does bust at the center
Yeah,
line.
hit and roll.
that's why I'm thinking a 10.
Must be a board.
We just threw. Not
Side
bad.
ice.
I like a 10.
Oh, okay, no, it's coming in.
Now I'm good at 10, 9.5.
The coaches might not
we don't
want
need
to
to go.
wander too
10's
far
good.
away.
10.
Robin Silvernagle's down to a minute and a half as well, and she's got a timeout, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it get called before her
think
last
so.
rock.
Oh, wait.
10.
Okay.
There you see the clocks. The big thing here for Penny Barker, she's got to roll past the face of her own yellow, even if she doesn't get all the way up to the red, because if she stays on the center line side of that yellow stone,
There's no danger
there'd be a double low available
in
for
running that double. That's right.
to end
exactly.
the game. If she gets
Yeah.
past it, any attempt to run it back is going to jam onto that back stone.
Exactly.
10-5. 10.
Yes, man, yes! Yes!
Yes!
Boy, this got to the center line early. Rushers doing everything they can to hold the line. Makes the hit. But just going to roll about a foot, and boy, it's
Yeah, so...
it's as close to risk-free attempt at the double as you can get, because I don't think she could even jam that on the red and
No,
stay
I
there.
don't think so at all.
Like you can't
So I do
get
call the
down.
timeout.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, so right there, 8.5.
It should move up a little bit.
First shot. First shot. First shot.
So made the hit, but
Yeah.
Okay.
drove it by the back one, and coming off that one on the side, I think it's still the Barker stone that is
Straight draw.
shot rock. There we try to zoom in, and it looks like Barker's yellow stone at the back is shot rock, so it'll be a chance to draw here for Penny Barker and pick up the deuce. To put us into an extra end, needs about half a rock in the forefoot.
Little extension. Gotta go for weight.
Brushers picked this one up right out of her hand. Weight
Gotta
looks
go.
okay.
Get it there, guys. You got it. Help. You got it. We got it. You got it.
Curling nicely inside that 4-foot line now.
Hard, hard, hard.
Deanna Doig comes out to join her.
We're there.
And they overswept it. And taps her own yellow through the back of the 4-foot. And it's going to be just the single point for Penny Barker. Boy, everybody lost sight of that one. Deanna Doig even ran out to help. You sweep it all the way, and at the end you're heavy. That's a painful way to lose a game. Should be playing an extra end. But Robin Silvernagle will take it. She picks up the win here. Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level, and she's got Robin standing by. Kim?
Sorry, I'm going to call you back. All right, well, that was a bit of an exciting finish to that game.
Totally. Very exciting, I guess. Throw that last one the best, so, I mean, we got a break.
Got the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Different lineup this year. You got Stephanie playing third. How much of a difference having the veteran there?
Oh, it's great. Love her. She's such a great supportive third. We're really having lots of fun and playing well, and yeah, it's going really well.
Awesome. You did get the bye this morning.
I did.
Yeah, coming in seated first. How big is that on a 3-game day?
Oh, it's huge not to have to play 3 games, especially after yesterday when you have practice and then 2 games. So to get that little sleep in today, a little rest, and then, yeah, be able to come back firing for tonight's game.
Sounds good. Good luck tonight. Thank you.
And that leaves just 1 game left to be decided here. And only 2 stones left to come. That's one of them coming to rest there from Amber Holland at the back of the button. Jessica Mitchell down 2, facing at least 2, and it might be 3. And she's only got 1 rock left to play. I'm not sure how she makes a triple, but there are some rocks out front, so they're gonna see what they can line up. Does look like they think they've got to move all 3 of them. Kim, you were just at ice level. Did you happen to get a chance to look at these angles at all? Is there even a triple there? Like
I did not get a chance to look at them, and I'm looking at this going, no. I don't think so.
I think she has to kill all 3 of them was what they were looking at, and I don't see anything. She doesn't have a ton of time to think about it either. She's down to under a minute to throw. No timeouts left. Well, she's got the big weight. Might be a case of make the double on the outside and see if you can get a break. And actually doesn't get by. Slashes the 1 yellow onto shot rock, but it'll spill out the back, and it should be a steal of 2 for Amber Holland. She'll pick up the 11-7 victory here, and that concludes all of the action here on draw 4. Quickly to recap all of the scores. On sheet A, it was Chantel Eberly picking up an 8-2 win over Sherry Anderson. Sherry Just continuing to roll along at 4-0 with the 11-7 victory over Ashley Howard. The other undefeated team, Robin Silvernagle, in our feature game, picking up the 5-4 win over Penny Barker. And you just saw the end of that game, Amber Holland, the victor over Jessica Mitchell. I want to thank everybody for joining us for this afternoon's action. We'll be back on the air tonight for Draw 5. You can catch that on CurlSask.ca, and it'll also be on SaskTel Max.